We don't have to talk about them anymore. And
okay.
There were casting of spells, by the way. That is something that's important. Like before doing anything else, just like as you're approaching what you want to do with spells.
Yes, I want to cast Cat's Grace on myself.
Okay, cool. And Tor has done his normal bundle of things, helping to enhance Kylon's weapon, helping to make his hammer hit harder, daylight as evidence there, etc., etc. So.
Hold on. Oh, I'm just double checking my.
I just love it.
Fiona, inside voice.
Okay, I was just making sure I was updating my stat correctly to give me my dexterity bonus.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, good. Is everybody good with spells and everything else? Anything I need to know about that you guys did, or just the basic stuff?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, just the Cat's Grace.
Does Bear cast any spells? Okay. Okay, good. So then here we are. A swath of bright red light covers the entrance of a 15-foot wide cave entrance here. At first, the red looked like an immense stain of blood, but closer inspection reveals it to be a thin layer of some sort of crimson mold or lichen. Within the dark cave hang sheets of red encrusted spider webs as thick as a human's finger.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What do I know about crimson mold?
Oh, you could make a nature check.
Yeah,
if you'd like to find out more about mold.
Nature
check.
That's a knowledge roll.
Yes, it is.
So I don't know what things I'll get bonuses on from my father's books, but right now it's a 23.
Yes, it's a 23 then. What did you get? Oh, a 19. Okay. Okay, so let me look this up here specifically, and I will tell you what this is.
So this red mold is emitting a glow as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's glowy red mold, and you know how much we love mold.
This you would almost be certain this is going to be
Bear's so big.
He's so big.
I just scrolled down.
Really have a good place to put myself next to him.
You would think that you've seen this before, or at least something kind of like it. This seems to be russet mold.
Aw, man.
But it's a red version.
It's a red russet mold, yes. It is that mold that as you're traveling through it, it gets all stirred up. And as it's in the air, in the area that it kind of gets stirred up in, you have to make a fortitude save or take constitution damage. And constitution damage is the bad damage because it can just do bad things to your hit points and everything else. And it does seem like it is glowing, though, which glowing makes it seem a little bit stranger. You think to yourselves, if the fruits and veggies have been somehow affected by the Dominion, maybe mold can be mutated also. What makes this russet mold that's normally not a thing you want to mess with glow?
What?
So we should either put on the HEV suit before we go in here, or maybe we can burn the
That's
mold.
what worked before with the russet mold. It was the burning. No,
No,
it wasn't.
it was cold, wasn't it?
No.
Because it
You know
sucks the
what?
heat out of an area.
Yeah, what was it that affected that? Did you ever find out what destroyed
Yes.
it? Okay. Well, then I will tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. This russet mold, at least in what you believe,
Because I rolled really, really well on the russet mold back in the Torch.
day. Yeah, this you believe would be destroyed with acid or some kind of alcohol. Or remove disease.
So
Or a
I have.
continual flame spell.
So I have. Oh, continual flame.
Continual flame.
Oh, hold on. No. All of my
Not
windows
light
got.
spell.
All of my windows got closed. So.
Maybe you're having a day. Continual flame is the permanent flame. It's a level 2 spell or level 3 with some classes.
Right, but I think I read that my Shield of Dawn spell.
Oh, it acts like continual flame?
Yes. The shield
this is permanent.
The shield provides illumination as if it were a continual flame spell.
That's interesting.
I don't, because it does fire damage. I don't know if I can damage anything with it though, because as people damage me, they take damage. But I do have.
Well, maybe it will work like in your immediate radius. How far does it extend from you? That
So
spell?
here's the Shield of Dawn spell.
Strikes you.
Yeah. The range is personal.
Continual flame spell. You can only have one instance of the spell at a time. Does not stack with similar damaging aura effects. Let me check here specifically here.
So I also have some. I have some acid flask that we could like dump on it.
I would say this: if you spent a full round in one square with that spell activated, I will say that it becomes defungified. Defungicid.
Okay.
Unfungified.
Okay, where's the fungus? Here in the.
You are not close enough to know. You can see it's right there, right at the entrance. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe it's just in a little spot.
Well, I do have some acid flask.
Okay, right, but before we figure out if we have enough acid to defungify the entire cave, maybe we should go figure out how much of this is going to be like. Because if it's just in one little spot, we can probably get around it without too much of an issue.
Right. I mean, let's get a little closer and take a look. But
okay. Well, let's see how far you go to take a look. I guess stealth checks there with Sunny first. Sunny and Alpion.
Yeah.
First one's moving up there.
Yeah, we don't wait around.
You're gonna do your stealthy sneaking with covert, is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Thank you.
Covert. Oh
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are. Well, don't worry about the rest of you guys' rolls. We already made it with them. Okay. Well, you can see further into the cave, and you see that the webs are not as thick, but there are sheets of webs like strewn across. You think that you can actually get through them without getting stuck in them. But what you do notice is that the mold is basically all across like the bottom of the chamber. The chamber itself seems to maybe rise up. It definitely has a dome. It rises up higher, maybe 30 feet. It's hard to tell. But from where you're at right there, you can definitely see that the mold seems to be throughout the floor of this chamber and even clings onto the spider webs.
Hey, what about that defoliate spell that you have, Sunny? Would that kill mold?
It's for plants.
We're going to try to find any way to use defoliate in this campaign.
Well, I mean, mold is kind of a plant.
Let's see here. You notice something else also. You notice that it does seem to glow. Once again, it is providing like a weird red light, as if there were like signing that this is the red light district of all the gorge area. As you're moving into that area where you're actually kind of getting a look in, you see that there's dozens of like bones on the floor also. It looks like small things, maybe larger also. And back right, I've got to draw one of these things for you because it's super good and important to do this. Let's do it as a blue thing. There we go. Right here. Oh my gosh.
I can't see anything.
Oh, can you not? Let's see if I'm on the right level. I might be on the DM level only.
But what square are you trying to draw it in?
Not trying, but did draw. Right there.
Yeah, but you might be too far back. We may
not
be.
Yeah.
That's
you
what
guys
I mean.
can't see it. Yep.
You might be too far back.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Then you can't see it. Never mind. Yeah, that's all you can see.
And I'm sorry, Doug. You said that there were bones on the floor.
Yeah, just a few bones. Nothing to worry about.
Okay. Sunny's gonna kind of stand there and tilt her head a little and be like, "Wait, what's in this cave? Is it really that important that we go into the super scary glowy red cave?"
We don't know what's in here.
Kylon looks over. He's like, we weren't told about anything in this cave.
So, are we sure we want to go play with the super scary mold? Because I remember the super scary mold from Under Torch.
The mold was bad. Let's see if Tor has anything that might be able to mold proof you. I don't think he does. He has an anti-plague and an antitoxin.
I have those as well.
Yeah. He has restoration. After things happen to you, he can put you back together. That would be less sending.
I have a scroll of unholy blight.
Oh my god.
And a scroll of fireball.
What are you doing with a scroll of unholy blight?
We got it.
Hell are you not selling that for? That's a bad sell.
We got it off of somebody, and I haven't sold it yet.
I hope Kylon doesn't know about that. The whole scroll is made like in the flesh of a demon or something, you know? Okay. The weird things that Delstria has in her bag.
That's why we stopped asking questions about Delstria's bag.
I know. Okay, so that's that. He doesn't have anything to help you with diseases or poison.
Well, if it's a poison, I can make us immune for a little while.
It'd definitely be a disease, though. I mean, you would know that. I don't need to hide that from you. It is a let's see here. Let me make sure. Well, remove disease kills it. I think it's a disease effect, I'm going to say. Yeah. Since remove disease is what kills the mold itself. So. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what do you guys do?
I'm checking my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that
I just hate skipping things because you don't know there's going to be something in there that's going to be like the one thing that can kill the.
I love you guys. You guys are just so much fun.
So the
Go ahead.
HE, I think the HEV suits, we'd have to leave Bear outside maybe, or unless Bear's immune. Isn't Kylon immune to disease?
Oh my God, Kylon has so many abilities that I always forget. He's immune to fear and disease.
Bear is also immune to disease, so
Kylon is immune and Bear is immune. Maybe the two of them just go in and take care of everything.
They probably could.
Idea,
They
but
probably could. Probably could.
So the HEV suits provide protection from radiation, disease, poisonous gas, cold, heat, and similar environmental dangers.
Wow, that's really good. This would be an environmental danger.
What kind of AC are we looking at here?
4.
Plus 4.
Well, that would take 8 off of Tor's AC, but he's willing to do it if it's to keep with you guys and protect you. He'd be willing to do that.
Okay. Sure, we can do that.
Oh God. Okay.
I mean,
much does it take off of your AC, Sunny?
5.
Okay. Well, you don't need to complain. It's not as bad as with Tor.
You're right. It's not as bad as Tor's. You're right.
Your armor gives you a plus 5.
What? No, my armor gives me a plus 9, but dropping it down to the 4 is going to take away 5.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So, but here's another thing. Once per day, you can change your armor.
You can change the attunement.
You can change the attunement of your armor once per day.
Good point. And
so your armor attunement bonus could be switched to the HEV. Yeah.
So that's only a -5 for him then.
So I'm going to lose 3 on my dex bonus because the max dex for this is plus 3. So I'm going to lose 3 for my dex.
Oh, yeah, that does suck for you, huh? Yeah.
Especially since I just cast Cat's Grace.
Right. Ugh. And that will affect your attacks. Won't it? No, it won't. No, it won't.
Just my AC.
Scratch that. Just AC.
Yeah. But it will also help my initiative by 1. I mean, there's a spell failure chance of 40%.
Oh.
But wait a minute. Me as a bard, I don't have arcane spell failure percentage.
Yep, you don't.
But Tor might.
Tor is a divine caster, so he's fine.
Divine caster, okay.
Okay. Well,
so the only thing
Tor's going to change. I mean, it'll take him a few minutes to get out of the armor and change, but he's willing to go ahead and start putting on the suit.
So Alpion and Kylon are staring there as the rest of us start stripping down. Like,
yes, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to put this into the character sheet here.
Kylon's gonna get over to there.
I'm gonna put it as the other item here.
You guys change.
So 4.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Now, if the ATV, I need to look up the ATVs.
Did I do that? No. I need to fix this. Why can I not fix this?
I'm just going to make this the second item on my armor and shield.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn off the mithril shirt and turn on the HEV suit.
That's good. That makes it easy. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. You said that the max dex was 3, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You said max dex was 3?
Yes.
Okay, hold on, because that's going to affect one thing.
There's not an option on here though for that.
Right.
No, it's not, which is why I need to figure out.
You kind of have to mess around with it to make the numbers work, yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, my AC bonus is going to be exactly the same with the attunement. So I'm just going to lower the dex bonus.
Yep.
And just make a note to myself.
To make sure to put it back.
To put it back.
Good idea.
Put Dex.
Oh, you guys are great. Okay,
Max
so you're
Dex
stripping off the
back
armor,
to-
you're changing and everything. You basically have these 3 hazmat suits now on you guys. Love it. And then Kylon is just standing there, he's smiling. He's like, I should definitely go first in this one because I just don't think that you are all as equipped as you would be to normally handle things.
Yeah. I'm going to also, just in case, whenever we encounter... So there's webs in here also, you said?
Webs. Big, thick webs. Oh, God.
Dougie?
Yes, webs. Big, thick webs.
And that will give us... Is bear immune to poison? No.
Give me a hot second. No, he gets a +4 to his saving throws.
Okay, so we each have... Oh, it's per level. I'm level 10.
Gosh, that's great.
So I just close her.
It's okay.
So 2 hours each.
2 hours each. Wow, great. If you're in here more than 2 hours, something has gone wrong. Very wrong. Okay, let's see here. Okay.
You get to use these suits. Well, I've already used one. So they each take a battery.
Okay. Yes, that is correct.
But they already have a battery in them because I put batteries in them back at the...
That's right, to get them to heal.
Yes.
That's right. Mm-hmm. You're right.
1 charge per hour, so...
We have 10 hours. Because
Yeah.
the battery holds 10 charges. Right, Doug?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
We have 10 hours. We're fine.
Mine might have 9 charges because I used it back at the...
Yeah, I would say yours
Ship.
probably has 9 in it, but I mean, that's, once again, 9 hours in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of time.
A long time. Okay, so you get changed. You're all set with your hazmat suits on. You have your protection from poison also on, and you're ready to go.
Yep. Pulling out my machete because I trust nothing.
Bows.
Okay,
Bow.
great. Okay, great. What is
Kylon's
the new
probably
marching
enjoying
order?
this.
Yeah, he's smiling. He's just smiling, but he's very glad that you're being safe. He does appreciate that. Is this kind of marching order kind of like this with Bear out front, or what are we? Are you behind here and Bear's like even with Kylon? What are we doing?
Actually, I think that because
Okay.
yeah, let's do Kylon and Bear together, and then we kind of I don't know. Bear is so big.
Well,
you wanted a big bear.
I did. I'm really excited.
He can fit still. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. And are you going to spread out more, or is this where you're going to be, just like this?
I feel like just like this.
Perfect.
This is our pretty normal.
Perfect. Okay. And you start to go in.
All right. Sorry, I was making sure that all my dex numbers were correct for my armor class. All right. Yeah, we're going in.
There you go. Okay, now, oh gosh, you still can't. No, Delstria can see it. Delstria, with your elf vision, you can see that there is tangled up in a sheet of webs here. There is a chainmail armor that is on the skeleton that's hanging there. You can also see, all of you can see that the ceiling of the cave rises up here from this entry area to a height of 30 feet. So all around here, there's a 30-foot like dome here in this natural cave. Also, you can see that as you're walking into the red mold or brushing through the webs, it's kicking up these spores into the air. Not so much that you can't see, but if you didn't have a suit on, I would start asking you to make some fortitude saves right now. But no worries, because you guys are well protected. As you make it through to right about there, also, you can all make perception checks as you kind of get a better idea of the whole the layout of the cave, and then also just you're getting out from the natural sunlight, so you're kind of adjusting there in your eyes to be able to see what's around. Sunny with a 30. Oh my god!
Wow,
that doesn't happen. I mean, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. It is right about this time that let's see what bonuses people get.
Thank you.
What bonuses do you get? Not really good. You are all going to notice that there are 3 massive creatures hanging from the ceilings here, and I will get these for you. Do this first. We'll do this. Bad guys. If they are bad guys, they might actually be friendly. There we go. And these are glowing. These are glowing red, and a pulsating red.
Now, I'm sure that Sunny would want to make friends with them, but I don't think these are good guys.
These are not good guys.
I mean, just the drool coming from its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Just there's a rah.
Yeah, no, these remember are on the ceilings. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Now they're big enough.
Good
I was
lord!
gonna say they're so little.
Are these huge creatures?
You know what? They actually might be bigger. You're right. Hold on. These are huge. No, these are huge. Yeah, these are huge.
Jesus, they're even bigger than our bear.
And they are bigger than your maximized bear, and one's going to be up here. So they heard you before talking and stuff, and they've skittered around. Not that they can skitter much, but they've clumped around, and they are hanging upside down and on the walls. So they're basically like 30 feet up. They're near the ceilings there, and they're being really, really still, but they're glowing. And it's at this point that you notice that there are 2 other big, bulky blobs of these spiders that are dead, that look like they have been like their exoskeleton has been punctured, and it looks like they've long past expired, and they're kind of laying in crumpled heaps on the ground here.
All shriveled up.
All shriveled up. All shriveled up. Like a spider does when it dies, you know. So yeah, these are spiders, and they are just hanging there, and it doesn't seem like they've done anything yet. But they are kind of hanging there, and they seem to notice you. You seem to notice them. The mold and stuff is being kicked up and stuff, and it's kind of weird because you notice as it lands on like the outside of the suit, Delstria, you notice that it kind of like glows a little bit, and you have a feeling that this is actually radioactive. Question now. Oh. Bear and Kylon are safe because radiation is a poison. So you don't have to make any checks for poison or disease as you're traveling in this area.
I'm going to say to the party that I think the mold is radioactive.
Yeah. This would have been a let's see what kind of a area it would have been. Well, it doesn't really matter, I guess, because it's but yeah, it is a radiation effect, and we'll say that it's not a minor radiation effect here. I can tell you that much. Yeah. Yeah. So the spiders are just kind of like waiting. It seems like maybe they know, or maybe this is part of their trap, that they wait until things get weakened by this, but they are not moving to intercept you at this moment.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're doing this correctly. It says an HEV suit completely protects against low radiation and reduces the effects of medium radiation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
To low radiation. I think that means high radiation. I think it's a mistype. supposed to be high radiation.
High radiation to low radiation. What does it say about medium radiation? That's what this is.
So it completely protects against low radiation and reduces the effects of medium to low radiation, but offers no protection against high or severe radiation.
Oh,
so that means that we're standing in the middle of low radiation, like considered to be low radiation.
Well,
cool.
That's not too bad. It's pretty easy. You guys can make fortitude saves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be much easier to make these also.
Yes, I can actually. I'm not terrible at fortitude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so
that's not. I mean, Tor, no problem at all. He rolled a 5 on the die, and he's made it, no problem. So.
Whoop, not skill checks. Fortitude.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's not. It's probably not going to do anything to you, honestly, with that.
Well, let's. Come on.
Unless you roll a 1.
Oh, there it is.
Libby, why do you have so many things to click through?
Yeah.
You have so many buttons.
Libby has a big.
Well, because the fortitude save, it's asking me also if it's a mind affecting or if it's an enchantment, because I get bonuses to those.
It's so complicated.
It is a complicated procedure. Bear doesn't need to make a save, does he?
No. Wait, hold on. Disease or?
Wait a minute. You guys, it's a poison effect. You have the communal protection, right, from the poison.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to do that. No one has to do that.
Okay, good.
So you're good.
That's right.
Even better then.
Yeah, you're fine. So maybe some of it is seeping through the suit. Maybe it's not. But the biggest problem is these mutated spiders, which you can make a nature check, both of you, to find out what they might have been before they were mutated.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that.
So we're not in combat.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, there you go. Wow, that's wonderful.
Wait. I just want to take a moment that her nat 20, I am only 5 below on.
That's really cool too.
I'm really impressed with myself.
Both of you know that these are ogre spiders, or at least they used to be, but it seems like they've been mutated. And it seems like their red mold is attached to the outside of their bodies, and they glow slightly from being in this very cruel, horrible environment that they're living in, and they've been mutated. These are basically like from the wastelands, the mutant creatures that people talk about. This is a hive of them. And it seems like some of them maybe were not tough enough to survive the transition, but these are going to be huge spiders with dark vision and tremor sense, so they can even they can't see, they'll know where you're at. They have fast healing because of the radiation and the mold on them, so they'll repair damage. They're immune to radiation and mind affecting effects. And hey, guess what? They have webs and bites, and the bite does poison along with some damage, and the web sticks you in a web. So that's what you're up against here.
Great.
I would say that you might have some sort of a challenge here, but you really don't, because most of the poison and the disease and all that stuff you don't even have to worry about. There is a slight problem, and that is that everyone in this room, unless you're adjacent to someone else, you're going to have partial cover. So because of the webbing that's all over the place in this room, it's going to be a -4 on any kind of attack rolls unless you're right by the person. And that even involves the reach weapon of Tor. So -4 to hit, basically, with your range stuff. And they're up there in the ceiling, hanging around. Delstria, you notice this armor once again. It's kind of shining, and let's see if it has a glow to it. I bet you it even glows. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? You had some glowing armor.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard to avoid that. You know what? It is glowing. It has a soft yellowish glow to it. Wow.
Yellowish glow. Are there any markings on the armor?
Too far away, really, to see. I mean, nothing that stands out from that distance, that's for sure.
Okay.
Man, if you could just maybe you could sneak around those spiders and you could figure it out.
Maybe I could, but we're not going to.
We're not going to. But we're not going to. Okay. Okay. What do you do?
Do we want to get the jump on them? I mean, they've noticed this.
Gonna kind of look at you like you're stupid. They are 30 feet up. How do you exactly plan to get the jump on them?
Well, I have a bow. I don't know what you're gonna do.
By all means, Austria, shoot the giant spider. Get the jump on it.
Kylon nods. He says, "Okay." He says, "Let's get the jump on them." And he smiles, and he goes ahead and he gets his great sword held back, ready to chop in.
I actually forgot they were on the ceiling. Huh. Well.
Okay. So, if you'd like to, you basically would end up getting a. It's not a surprise round, but you could basically you could take your action, a full round action, and start attacking them. They will respond after that. So I would say they would, unless you have it really, really well coordinated, they're going to respond after your attack, Delstria.
I'm kind of wondering if I should just get the grenade launcher out.
You know what? I often wonder that also in life. You know, should I just get the grenade launcher out? Who needs this bow and arrows?
As bad as I've been rolling, that -4 is going to kill my ability to hit anything.
Yeah, -4 is not. I mean, maybe you don't do rapid shot, or maybe you don't do multi-attack. I don't know. I think it's just rapid shot that affects it. Multi-attack doesn't.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So take one less shot, you know? Oh, I thought I was reading about a spider and it was Peter. I was going to be like, they can't speak that many languages. That doesn't make sense. Okay, so what do you do?
Oh no, do we want to try to rid this area of these spiders?
Kylon looks back. He says, I can't sense any evil from them.
I mean, they're giant spiders, and you guys want to, I'm assuming, explore this area. Otherwise, what did we just change our armor for? Just kill them.
Kylon says, would they be, I mean, bad? Would it be bad for the environment? Do they even belong here? I mean, they're glowing spiders, and stuff that I'm breathing doesn't seem very healthy. I mean, I'm glad it's not affecting me, but I mean, this stuff, wow, I don't like this mold.
No, they've been
not natural.
They've been radiated. They were ogre spiders.
Kylon says, well, then go ahead, take a shot. I'll be ready for it.
All right. I'm going to shoot at this one.
Okay. Yep.
Let me look at my bow attacks. Okay. We are not going to do rapid shot, but we are going to do shocking. And it's not going to be within 30 feet, unfortunately.
No.
We're not going to use deadly aim.
So once again, this is not difficult terrain. It's just impeding like your vision with the strands of web and everything. But it's not so thick down there at your level where it's going to cause difficult terrain or any kind of other issues.
Wait a minute. Okay, that was the 2. That 2 was almost a fucking 20, and then the die rolled back over to a 2.
Is it going to surprise you if I tell you that that misses?
Not at all, because my rolls suck.
Yep, that is. Do you have a second shot, or is that going to be it?
Oh, yeah.
This is with the lower bonus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a -4 to that, right?
23.
Is it 23? That hits.
Yay.
Yes, you hit one of the spiders, and you were. Oh, what?
And my second attack doesn't have the shocking damage on it. 6 electricity damage.
Oh, okay, 6 electricity. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, the electricity full effect. The attack seems to kind of hit into the in the exoskeleton of the spider and does damage it. This is going to be spider number 3. I should name them all again, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah.
Well, anyways,
I shot at this one here closest to me.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna roll initiative. We're finally to rolling initiative, and oh, we gotta get a zoom out there. There you go. And let's do it for these guys too. Spider time. Spider time.
Oh, look at that nat 20.
All right.
Go Sunny.
Yeah, no joke, Sonny. That's awesome. 11. 11. Oh, you're a slow thing. It's because you're so big. It's not your fault. Okay. Tor does not feel like really going today. He's gonna have a 6.
So what's Alpion's reach now? Is it just still 5 feet in front of him, or does he have a longer reach?
Question. I think he has a 10-foot reach now, doesn't he?
She's muted. She's.
I'm eating and then trying to hit the button that I use for Discord, which doesn't help. No, I'm pretty sure it's still a 5-foot reach, but he now has grab.
He does have grab with his claw attacks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he could grab a spider and pull it into him. And go rah, rah, rah. Okay, good. Well, Sonny, let's see him at work. It's up to you. You're going now. As the spiders that one gets hit twice and it lets out this and like a screeching, like horrible sound that does not belong to a spider as it starts to stir and the others react.
It only got hit once.
Only one time, but that was still enough.
Sonny's really not a huge fan of the fact that I can't reach them.
Maybe you could draw them outside and you could fall back outside and they would come chase you.
That doesn't feel like a Sonny thing to do, though.
No. That's totally a Sonny thing to do, to fall back.
Yeah, fall back.
Okay, look. She was useless in that fight, Delstria. Fight me. Sonny is going to...
Well, I remember that now. Thank you for bringing that back. Yeah, she ran away. What the hell?
Kylon,
into my house.
Into your house, drawing in the fire to your mother. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so
30 feet in this up on the ceiling.
Yeah, I see that.
Do you have a pew pew?
I do have a pew pew, but I'm not using it. I'm using my machete because.
Yeah, that would be better. Yeah, in this situation, yeah.
Okay, so
hack down those webs.
I'm not hacking down webs. Good God.
What else is a machete good for?
A lot of things, actually. We are going to ready in action to attack.
A spider.
Kylon, you were in my way. I need Kylon to move.
He's out front. He needs to be out front. He's the one that's out front.
Yes, but he is in my way.
Okay.
Bear and Sunny are holding actions so that way when Spider gets within reach, we will attack them.
Okay, so are you going to delay or are you readying actions to attack when they get there?
Let's ready and action.
Okay, that's one action, one attack.
That's fine.
Perfect. Okay, that's what you do. Delstria, what do you do? Spider's not as quick as you. Oh, no.
Oh, I gotta go again.
Yeah, you do.
I didn't even have a pepper.
Didn't even have a pepper in you, and look how quick you're going.
All right. Full round attack. We're not going to use rapid shot, but we are going to use shocking gravity.
Yes. Okay. Hit.
21.
Yep, that's a hit.
Good. So that's 8
Nice.
damage.
Yeah.
Second attack. 18.
That hits it. Oh my gosh. Okay. 11 damage, and then what's your electricity?
5.
Sweet. All right, good. Yeah, no, that second one hits also, kind of deflects off of one of the webs.
8, 19, 20. So, but
one of the arms.
If they have DR, I have clustered shot, so.
Yes. Yep. So
24.
it only counts once against their DR. Perfect. Good deal. Oh boy, spider time. Spider time. Okay, spider time. These spiders, they don't like what you're doing. I mean, they really don't. You're down there, they're up here. They'd like to just kind of pull you in and kind of wait for their magic to happen. This one's going to crawl along the top of the ceiling, and this one's going to crawl along the top of the ceiling here, and this one's just kind of, this one kind of just going to crawl a little bit along the top of the ceiling, trying to reposition itself. And all three of them are going to try to shoot webs down at your group. Oh yeah, they're going to try to shoot a web at you. So obviously Bear is going to get attacked because it's a big thing out front, and Kylon's out front and he's shiny, and that's an important thing to shoot him. And then the next one back is Sunny. So one web at each of you. Ranged touch attacks on each one of these. The Bear got a 22 on a ranged touch attack to hit it.
We might be in trouble.
The 9 ranged touch attack misses Kylon. I don't know how that happened. And then we have a 22 against Sunny ranged touch attack.
Probably.
I think a 22 will touch everyone. At this
dear
point.
God.
Yeah.
JK.
So Kylon kind of ducks, and his web that was going at him hits you, Sunny, and the other one hits you like in the middle of your body. Both you and Bear are entangled. And you are actually held on to the ground too. So that means you're actually entangled, held fast. You are not able to run away. So this web is now stuck to you. That's going to require an escape artist check, which is acrobatics. So an acrobatics check or a strength check.
Oh no, I'm completely aware of this because I remember a certain hallway that Sunny did so well in.
Well, 2 of your party are now webbed, and that is the spider's turn. They're done. Tor, here in the back where he needs to be, protecting, making sure that nothing bad happens to you. He's going to move up to here, but he still can't attack the spiders. So he's going to, let's see here. You know what he can do? He's helpful, Tor. He's going to move up to here, and he's going to try to help get your webs off. Let's see how we can do that. Let's see here.
Cestus?
Blah, 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 blah. Attempts to burst the web. Da, 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 da. Both actions are... I think he can attack the web, actually. Him being away from it. Yeah. Oh, he can get this web. Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that web had DR5 on it. Okay, well, he's going to he's going to try to get the web off of you. Let's see. This is the right way to go. Absolutely, you're right. Let's see here. Let's get this. Oh my God. I don't think you can crit a web. I don't think you can crit inanimate objects, and that's what that is. But he is going to rip the web off of you, Sonny, and he's going to free you from. Let me make sure. No, he doesn't. It's not enough. He's going to rip into it, and it does not rip the web away. God damn it. He only did 13 damage. I'm like, that sucks. Okay, but he rips a big chunk of it away, and that's what he's going to do on his turn. Kylon is not going to rip a web off of anybody. He is going to fight the spiders. He yells at them to come down and fight him, and he's going to do a 5-foot step forward here to try to get them further away from you. And he holds fast there, ready to swing at them. That's going to be his turn. Ready and in action. Sonny, we're back around to you. Your ready to actions did not trigger, so we're back in your normal turn order. You are stuck in partial web, and and your bear has web like all on his sticky fur, which is really embarrassing.
We're gonna have to give him a bath after this.
Yeah. To add to this, remember you are in a hazmat suit,
right?
And Tor's trying to rip it off of you, right? And there's this glowing like mold that's all around. Yeah.
All right, bear.
We are the height of fashion right now.
Absolutely.
Actually, the suits do look pretty cool.
They really do.
Doug, your favorite player may have gotten a little over cocky and apparently is having issues. Acrobatics or what? Strength?
Acrobatics or strength check.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Get over cocky.
I know, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on now. What are we talking
about? Bear's gonna go first because that's who I'm on, and so Bear's going to growl angrily and try to break out of it with strength check. Go, strengths, go. 17. Hey, guys.
Oh, so close. Oh, the bear screams and moves, and it seems like he's gonna rip out and get free, and then he doesn't. It still holds fast to him.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sunny, your turn.
Yeah.
Sunny is going to curse loudly because fucking webs again. I hate everything. Stupid fucking wizard.
Sunny hates plants. She hates webs.
There's a lot of things everybody hates. You know, you get a longer list as you age. Would you like to know all of the penalties that you have on you right now?
Not really. No.
Okay, good. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
She's gonna make an acrobatics check to get out of this.
Oh, sweet. Good idea.
Yeah,
you can get out of this. All you've got to do is just so
Buddy, you have a plus
just gotta
you duck your head you duck your head down and you just like you smack right into more web, and as you pull back it just pulls you back tighter into a strand of web that you would have used your machete to cut through, but now you've become even more stuck. I just love it. Welcome to level 10. Okay, Delstri, what would you like to do?
We're gonna shoot at this spider again.
Okay. They're still 30 feet up, so you're definitely, let's see here, 50 feet maybe?
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step this way just to. I'm still too far away for.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use rapid shot.
Sunny, I want you to plan out your next turn here. See what you're gonna do. There's a lot of options. Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Oh no.
Oh, oh.
Oh!
They were both 20s on that.
Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. First critical of the night. Congratulations.
And I get two
You
of
did-
them.
You get
Two cards because it's times 3.
Yeah, you do. It's amazing. 19 and a 45. Let's see. 19 first. Double damage and a bleed. The target takes 1 additional bleed each round until healed.
Okay.
Top of the bad. So it's going to bleed 1, then bleed 2, then bleed 3, then bleed 4.
Okay.
So that's double damage so far. And then we're going to see if we get to triple damage with 45. Let's see what it's going to say. Maybe. It is double damage again. So it's times 3 damage is the total. Oh my god. And it is punctured lung.
Too bad it was crappy damage. But yeah.
The target begins to drown. The DC Fortitude save each round to end its effect. If it does not make a DC 20 Fortitude save in 3 rounds, it is dead. And it dies. These are really big spiders, so it'll probably make the Fortitude save, but it might not. Let's see. Times 3 damage is going to be 18, right?
18 plus 4 electricity.
Wow. Okay, cool. This one's not looking good. This obviously, this one is looking pretty bad there because of your precision shots that you're hitting. That's awesome. Let's see. It's going to have to make the Fortitude save on its turn is what I'm guessing because it's starting to drown. Oh, it has bleed 1 also. So it's going to have bleed 1 already. So it's at that much damage, and it's going to get worse bleed every single round. So really good shot. Speaking of its turn, it's going to make a Fortitude save. Oh my god. It failed its Fortitude save on its first round, so it is drowning. It has bleed 2 now, so it takes 2 more points of damage. Oh my god. Can you make a spider like this angry enough to engage you? I think you can. He's going to come down. Let's see here. 30, 40. Okay, he's going to come. I'm just going to have him come straight down because that's easier for me to think about. And then he's going to get to right there. And that will provoke from Tor. Tor is going to have a penalty to hit him. He still hits him, though.
32 damage.
32 damage, yes. 32 damage.
That probably kills the spider.
Yeah,
Close.
it's not. It's really not doing good. The spider is still up. The spider is now on the now on ground level. So this one is ground level, and it is going to try to bite at Tor in response of him hitting it with a hammer, and misses completely with the bite. These others are kind of just like.
So that's our plan. I piss them off with the arrows.
You piss them off, and they'll come in.
Then they come down, and Kylon and Tor whack them.
Yeah, this one's gonna join his buddy. He's gonna go down to the ground, noticing that there might be meals that he's missing out on from his friend. He's gonna come down to the ground, and that will also provoke an attack of opportunity as he moves up. Not provoke, sorry, trigger the ready action of Kylon. So Kylon will go.
Wait. That was
right before.
Oh, so since he went last, his action was readied until his next turn?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
Until his next turn, yeah. So now he's changed an initiative. This is what he's going to get to do. He won't get to do his normal turn, but he'll end up doing that. So he has a hit on that spider. Okay, good job. Good job. And the spider is going to attack him in response. Spider needs to roll a d20. A 2 is not very good on the die. Misses him. Oh, spider that's left. This spider can't really. Oh, I'm a big spider. No, you can't. You can't do that. This spider is going to stay on the ceiling. So the only one on the ceiling, I'm going to kind of move over to the side. He's going to kind of position himself a little bit differently. He crawls up onto the ceiling, and he's going to try to shoot a web at Kylon. Kylon's moving around too much, making too much of a ruckus, but these guys, they have to worry about the webs also. So they're taking those -4s, and this web goes shooting past Kylon, missing him completely. So that is it for the spiders, what they can try to do. Tor is facing a spider now, and he would love to get Sunny free, but I think he needs to attack the spider, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to swing once with his hammer, and that last crack into this badly damaged spider. I don't know if spiders wheeze, but this one is having trouble bleed. It's just like blood pouring out of the center of its torso. It collapses onto the ground dead with that first attack. And Tor is going to then 5-foot step and make his second attack up here. As he misses.
But second attack, so.
Nope, no critical miss. No critical miss. So he swings and hits the ground really hard with a big thump. And that's going to be it for Tor. Moving around to Sunny again. Sunny, your ally trying to save you has moved on away from you. It is now you and Bear on your own, just as you knew it would always be.
To be fair, we've seen this happen before, and I'm pretty sure Tor knows that she's not going anywhere. Like,
no, you're definitely not.
All right, starting with Alpion again. Rock another strength check.
And he kind of like bites down at his fur, and he has some web now in his mouth as he's shaking his body back and forth.
Alpion, you have a +9 to your strength. Stop it.
How about you, Sunny? But it pulls his hair though, and it really hurts.
I can't read it to you right now, sweetheart. It's going to be a little bit, okay? Because I'm in the middle of something. Oh my god. Now you're super depressed. Okay.
Oh, really depressed, Mom.
Yes, you can have another drink. Sunny's going to try to do...
She's waiting for your other response. Look at that.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's all better now. Bye.
You know what? Sunny's feeling confident. Let's try acrobatics again.
Yeah, you got it. Acrobatics, you got it.
Hey.
Yes! You dive forward now and you rip out of the web. You are now free. You have a move action, swift action, all that. You can do a 5-foot step, but you can do anything you want now. You're free of the web.
Yeah, I'm going to 5-foot step here.
Uh-huh.
And then be done. Because I'm a help Bear.
Okay, good. Okay, good. By the end of combat, Bear and you will be free.
I mean,
like, all right, we're ready to fight.
Delstria, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna pew pew at this one.
Oh, that one, yeah.
So I'm sure Kylon and Tor got this one.
They're big enough that there's no penalty or anything like that's sticking enough around the outside there that you can still get just as good of a shot on that.
I'm gonna 5-foot step.
Okay.
Up. Okay.
Are you gonna do rapid shot this time?
No.
No. Okay. Keeping it safe.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a -1, but
rapid shot's a -2.
Is it 2?
Yeah, but I know you got it calculated in there correctly, but it's
in there correctly.
Yeah, it can be significant. You hit. First shot hits.
That's 10.
Good deal.
Second attack. Be nice if I did more damage, but I'll take what I can get.
You know what? You're hitting.
16 misses.
Misses. Yeah, that misses.
But 10 damage.
Yeah, just you see it hung up like on some web. It goes through like some web and just kind of gets diverted. But still though, hit with that first shot. Okay. Let's see here. Kylon is up, it looks like, and he's going to swing twice with his great sword at the thing right in front of him. And he doesn't have any penalties since it is right in front of him. So even the second attack is going to hit.
67.
Yes. 67 damage. Yeah. Good to be a freaking paladin. Okay, that one is now dead as he just fucking cuts into it and it goes flat onto the ground. And there is one spider now left. And spiders aren't too smart, you know. And this one thinks, well, maybe if I just grab one of them, I could take them with me. Maybe I could just grab one of them and carry them off. But I don't have a grab attack, so I can't do that. It thinks to itself. So you know what I could do is I could shoot a web again. And it's going to shoot a web at Kylon up there in the front. And misses again with the web. And as it misses with the web, it's going to come down onto the ground, the floor of the cavern there, because it might as well. I don't know if spiders get frustrated, but this one is. And he's ready to go into combat with you guys. So he is now on the ground. So you're definitely within that point blank shot for sure on this one. Tor is up next. And Tor can't really 5-foot step to get a swing at it. So he's going to move 5, 10 feet to here. And then he's going to take one swing with his hammer, glowing with magic. Oh my God. Yes, it hits hard. God, and smashes in.
They're all doing maximum damage. That's so wonderful.
I know, it's ridiculous. Well, it's coming up a lot for Tor because he's using 3d6. So if any one of the 6-sided dice come up, but like Kylon's last attack, both of the 6-sided dice came up max, which is crazy.
Wow.
So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So he smashes into the spider, and that is the end of his turn. Giving way for Sunny to put down the spider that looks like it's wounded. Sunny, do you want to at least have one attack in the combat?
I will. We're going to start with Albion. Albion's going to strength check to get out. 17? What's it?
He falls, and his tail, you can see it's stuck on his tail now as he's trying to rip into the webs. He cannot get out.
Okay, well, Sunny's going to kind of reach over and like pat his head. And 5-foot step, and we're going to kill the spider. We're going to kill the spider. I'm just going to kill the spider. I'm so mad right now. Like, bear.
I like your new improved bear. Look at what he can do.
He's so good. Oh my God.
Maybe Sunny should have just helped Albion.
With that kind of a roll, she would have hit the bear probably. Okay. Okay. Would you like to see if that's a confirmed critical miss?
I can't do this anymore, dog. Like,
oh,
it'd
be great if we could have one combat where we both roll well.
No critical miss. Yay! No critical miss. Do you get a second attack?
I do get a second
attack. Oh, good. I'm sure that'll do it. That'll get it. Oh my God! Look at that. It is not a confirmed critical hit, but still the damage is there. 14. Okay.
You know, the webs, there was a little bit of web still like left on me, and I missed, and
you missed, and then you oh my gosh. Okay.
Good job.
And just a plume of powder comes up from the mold, but still not affecting anybody. Delstria, it's your turn. Would you like to finish these off?
We're gonna try.
This one does not look very wounded.
Well, then maybe not.
I don't want to say why it wasn't really wounded, but okay. Hit.
Not for very much, but...
Are you doing your +1 for point
blank? Yeah.
Okay, good. Cool. Click. She's got it. Okay, hits again.
8.
Excellent. Let's see here. So 8.
So 16, 22 total.
Okay. Absolutely. Okay, good. It is still up. Wow. But looking much worse now. Much worse off. Kylon is probably just going to do his thing. He's going to
move up there.
Step up there, pushing through the webs, and he's going to swing. Oh my God. Bye.
Okay.
Bye. No, and that is enough to kill the creature. I'm not even going to look up the critical hit because that, well, let's see here, 25. Yeah, that was enough anyways to kill it. So the third spider drops. That is ending combat, and this would be a good time to take a little break, I think, for like 10 minutes. To pee.
Oh, we've had so many breaks. Maybe just 5.
Okay, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'll be back.
Code.
Yeah, I had
Not
to
as
get
cold as it
something on
has
too. Yeah, but I had to bundle up. I was like, ooh, it got chilly. Sun went down.
It got up to like 18 today or 19.
We had a big sunny day the last 2 days, and it melted most of the snow, and it was 36, I think, which was really good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, we still have all of our snow.
You have all of your snow. Yeah, and it looked like a lot more of it too than what we got.
We got quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's chilly. It was like 1 degree and like -2 last night, and like even in my bedroom here, where normally it stays warmer, it was cold. Yesterday and today while I was trying to work.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I have my Stardew Valley blanket that I put over my lap.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's great. That's great.
And the 1.5 update to Stardew Valley was just released on consoles.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is it, I mean, are they much behind like the console versions than what the PC has, or?
He's usually, the PC update released in like early December.
Okay.
And then the consoles just released last week.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So I'll probably start a new farm again, but right now I'm still playing Kingmaker, which seems to never end. I have like, I think 8 days of gameplay time.
Wow.
Because it shows like days and hours of gameplay on your save file.
Yep.
Yeah, I think mine's like 8 days.
It's got a lot of just, it keeps going is the feeling, but it doesn't feel like it should be keep going, like it should keep going. At some point it's like, this is being tedious. I remember that feeling.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll look up things to look something up, and they're like, oh, in chapter 4. I'm like, I don't know what chapter I'm in.
I'm like, I have no idea where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what the chapters are. Are the chapters divided by each time you have to go fight the Bald Hilltop invasion? Or
right.
Is it whenever Lindsay does a whole little book introduction thing? Or because it doesn't say, chapter 4 whenever something, because it's so open world kind of thing. But
right. Well, Alyssa, is your kid okay? Did she fall? No?
I mean, there's nothing I can do for her right now. She's as fine as she can be. I don't know. She's being weird.
Does she want you to read her a story?
No, she's standing on the stairs, and I walk over, and I'm like, "You okay?" Yeah. Can you leave me alone, please?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with her. Like, she's being weird.
Huh.
Aren't all kids kind of weird?
Yeah, but this is like a weird being weird for her, so I don't know what's going on with her.
Got it. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't worry unless she starts dragging in like dead animals inside or, that sort of thing. I think that's what Dahmer did when he was a kid, dissecting animals. So I think if you're in the clear,
or starts looking at the wall and talking to something that's not there.
Oh no, that's normal, Libby. For you and me, both of us would be in big trouble if that was a problem. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about that, Alyssa.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. What do you do, right? What do you do?
Okay, so Kylon killed the spider. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and at that point, basically the place here becomes very safe for you, at least in the time being. You're able to see that the cave curves around a corner here, and it seems to go. It kind of crooks around an edge and keeps on going around a corner. So it does continue, and as you can tell from the map, it might continue for a long ways. Who knows? The armor, though.
Oh my, that's so long.
The armor, though, that is there, it is kind of softly glowing gold, and it is just kind of sitting there, just hanging out, doing its thing.
All right, Delphi is gonna make her way over.
Okay.
To the armor.
Okay. Okay. It looks like a medium set of armor, chainmail armor. No, medium-sized set of chainmail armor is what I'm trying to say. So it would fit onto a human or equivalent size. The person that it was on before looks like they were probably human size, and they've been here for quite some time, you imagine. You don't see a Technic League symbol. You don't see anything else that might make them stand out. Let's see here.
Cast Detect Magic?
Yeah. As you detect magic, you notice that this is actually, this magic, or this armor is going to radiate magic, and you can make a spellcraft check to be able to try to determine what kind of magic this is. It's abjuration, what you feel coming off of it.
26.
All right. Very, very, very good. This is a chainmail armor with spell resistance on it. So this would grant a spell resistance of 13 to anyone wearing it. So it is able to repel spell effects. Okay. And it being on having spell resistance on doesn't really let you know what kind of person was wearing this or anything like that. But it definitely does look like it is, the way that it is designed is, it looks like it is a nice set of armor. And it seems like it's maybe not of Numeria. You'd think the way that it's been styled. You see just the way that it's been decorated and stuff, that it looks like it might actually be from a different area. You
said it had Technic League symbol on it, though, didn't you?
No, it does not have a Technic League symbol or anything that identifies it as that.
Well, you said that, didn't you? Did you hear that, Alyssa?
I said it didn't. You can make a society check, though.
Huh?
Society check to find out more.
Would Tor maybe be able to, since he's the armor guy? No.
Yeah, he would be able. I would let him make that. That's a really good question. I'd let him make that without. even having society, I would let him do an occupation check on that. Okay, he gets a 21 actually. Oh, yeah. Your rolls are a little bit when it comes to skill checks, you know. Okay.
Well, when it comes to knowledge, skill checks.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you believe that this is armor from Brevoy. And this is something that maybe Kylon would be able to.
I was going to say, isn't Kylon from Brevoy?
Yes, he is. It doesn't have any religious icons on it, but it does appear like it is from Brevoy, and you believe that it might have even like belonged to maybe someone of noble status or some kind of high regard, obviously, not just because the price of the armor, but the way that it is fashioned. It seems like it's kind of fancy. It's kind of fancy pants, like look at me. You can't really tell anything else though from ID check. Even with a 30, you just don't know enough. But it does seem to be dated. That's one thing that you're sure about. It does seem like this is something for maybe it was hundreds of years of age. So whoever was here maybe inherited the armor, or maybe they were here a long time ago. So
okay, can I get maybe on the way back out, get the armor?
Yeah, sure. All it's doing, like moving or around or anything, is just stirring up some of that, that mold and stuff like that. But you don't have to worry about it once in because of all options. So we just kind of bypass all that stuff that it, would be an issue.
Well, can I just slide it off the skeleton?
Yeah. Oh, easy enough. Yeah. Easy enough. Yeah. There's absolutely. Yeah. You can take that into inventory now if you'd like. And I'll get Tor up here with the light source. Actually, Sunny, do you want to? You can stay back there, of course, if you want to.
Did Tor cast daylight?
Yeah, he had daylight on the entire time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sunny is helping Alpion out of webs and.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it just takes a little bit. I mean, but cleaning off the fur and stuff,
She's having a very quiet conversation about, hey, buddy, you're bigger now. Like, we got to be careful about this, okay?
Oh my God, his tail starts to and then it gets stuck in some web again, and then he kind of growls softly as he looks back,
shaking his little bitty bear tail nub,
little fluffy bear tail. Yeah. Okay. Cool. You guys will eventually form up again without little blue thing here. Oh, 2 lines, huh? You're gonna be 2 deletes. There you go. Oh my gosh, how did it get to be 3? Well, anyways, there it is. I don't know how it's disintegrated. There we go. So you all kind of form up here again before going further, I imagine.
Yeah.
Kind of flipping. I don't know. Flipping it's around, Kylon. Something like that. I don't know. You guys can decide how you want to do your order.
Okay.
That's fine. Oh my gosh, Bear. You're not the only one here, Bear. That's a much bigger group. Well, I'm going to move everybody until you run into things that you care about. It's going to wind around the corner, this passageway, and it does dead end. A smaller cavern than what you were expecting, maybe. The glowing here, though.
Why is the map so big?
It is a huge map. It is. I can't tell you all my secrets. So the cave here, though, kind of wraps around onto itself, and you see another dead spider, one that succumbed to the radiation, and you see lots of egg sacs around here also. Hundreds and hundreds of egg sacs, and they're up in the ceiling and now on the walls and stuff, but it looks like each one of these is just kind of deteriorated. There's no movement from it. There's no spider swarm that's bursting out.
I was going to say, do we need to destroy spider eggs?
You could if you want to, but these are long past. Like these were not strong enough to survive. And what you do see though before you is that you see another dead creature. And this, without a doubt, looks like a dead android. Let's see here. There's a leather purse sitting by its side, and an adamantine longsword laying in the mold. Let's see here. And it has an amulet that depicts a pair of broken laser rifles. So it's like an amulet, but it has like laser rifles that look like they have X's on them, or one's broken in half. So it's just like it's obviously some kind of group, and this looks like some kind of I don't know, some kind of membership, or maybe some sort of religion. You could roll society or religion if you'd like to maybe find out more.
Would I have seen this symbol or anything from either my father's memories or his books?
Good question. It is, yes, you would have. I will give you the bonus on this.
So 31.
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
It's really good, though. Super, super good. All right, and religion, very good. Okay, so the society check, good thing you rolled different things too. Society check is going to kind of clue you in. There is a group of androids that your father had talked about. Androids that had actually originally been working with him to try to uncover some of divinity and they were survivors of the crash. And he was able to bring those androids out of the divinity to explore and to research other archaeological sites and try to find out where parts of the ship fell, try to catalog things, try to valuable resources together. And a group of those androids kind of rebelled, and they fell under the belief that, strange thing as it might sound, that technology was the major corrupting force in all of existence. That advanced technology specifically, maybe not those, the Iron Age or Bronze Age kind of stuff, but they really felt like the technology and the splendor of the Androfan people led to its demise. And they believe that Androfan itself has completely been destroyed, the home planet. And these we'll call them kind of cultists, android cultists, do not believe in technology, and they wish to destroy it whenever they see it, much like some of the barbarian tribes. And the name of this tribe you will know also, because you know so much information now. Let's see here. They followed originally a prophet named Omed.
Named what?
Omed, O-M-E-D, and he was an android. And the last that you know of is that they left Numeria, or they went to the far western side of Numeria, which is pretty much you're off in that direction, so far away from where your father would have good contact with them. But they became an issue because they even sabotaged some of the archaeological sites, and they did everything that they could to destroy irreplaceable technology, honestly, throughout Numeria. That amulet that he has does not have any specific value to itself, but that satchel, it does have some things inside of it.
Okay.
And you're able to open up the satchel, and you're able to find the following. There's a leather red-dyed purse within that holds 60 gold pieces and a pair of red garnets, which are worth 100 gold pieces each. There's also 3 scrolls within. And the 3 scrolls, each one of those, you could make a spellcraft check, or if you have read magic, you'll be able to know what they do if you can cast Read Magic. I think all of you pretty much should be able to. I'm not sure.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. And then you'll be able to. They are clearly labeled there without having to decipher anything. One is communal share language. One is holy smite. So now you have the unholy smite and the holy smite. You know,
unholy blight.
Oh yeah, unholy blight. Sorry. Yes. And then wind wall.
Don't we have? Didn't we have a wand of that or something that Sunny has?
There was something with wind that she had. I think it was.
We found in the tower.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What? I have what? Something with wind?
Like a wind
like...
wall wand or something that we found in the tower.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you that I sold it because it's not my list. Because it was stupid and I didn't need it. What?
No.
It's not in my list.
Let me go look.
That's a spell, by the way, that if it was used against you, Libby, your character would be doing exactly 0 damage.
Yeah, I know. Wand of Wind Wall.
It might come up.
Wand of Wind Wall, 32 charges. Give to Sunny. Is what it says in my list. Why the fuck would you sell that?
I stupid. And I was salty.
She didn't want it.
We didn't want it.
I'm pretty sure on the list we had. Let me.
Oh, I love you guys.
Zoud Tower loot. It's
no. I remember picking it up. I'm just saying that, like, it's not in my list.
It's not on. It's not on the list of.
I think she's just confirming to see, did you even ever sell it?
That's what I'm confirming.
It's not in my list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not on the list of. It's not on the list here of things that we picked up. So my guess is you still have it. You just didn't put it on your list.
Or you can say that you gave it back to Delstria if you don't want to carry it. That's absolutely fine too.
I can carry it.
Okay, sure.
Because it wasn't sold.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. Yep. Okay. So, let's see, anything else? There's nothing else in this cavern. It just dead ends at that point, and just a lot of mold.
I want to
a lot of fungus, I should say.
Cast Detect Magic on the amulet.
That's something that I was actually looking at. The amulet is not magic.
Okay.
And it doesn't say what it's made of even. So I don't know. We can say it's a silver amulet. It's worth 20 gold or something like that. You know, it's not going to be. Yeah, it's not going to be anything like super valuable or anything. So I'm fine with just saying it's silver and worth 20 gold. So yeah. Cool. Yeah, so you do know that there. Oh, by the way, you can tell also with this android, the dead android that's here. This one doesn't. I mean, obviously androids don't deteriorate and stuff, but even like this belongings and the satchel and everything just seem like they're a lot more recent. Like a lot more recent back here. You also see a lot more like bones back here. And you see like some mummified corpses of animals and things like that are all, you know, wrapped up in webbing and stuff, like hanging around this chamber also. So you think this was a place a lot of times that they actually drug bodies back into. So yeah. But that is really it there for that cavern. It's still very early in the day. You guys, I have to compliment you guys. Really, really prepared well, just with the changing your armor and to do the right spell and everything. That really saved you a lot of trouble going into this. It made it like super easy compared to what it could have been. So,
and someone poo-pooed my HEV suit idea.
Well, Kylon did because he didn't need it. But yeah, no, it was a really good idea. A really good idea. Now, wearing those suits for the rest of the day, you'll be able to keep your armor bonus, also your enchantment bonus or enhancement bonus that you transferred over to them.
Yeah.
So, so you might as well keep them on the rest of the day. Honestly, to tell you the truth, unless it just makes a huge difference in your armor class. And I think even with Tor, he's going to be fine wearing it, even though it's kind of goofy and it has his head sealed in there, under the plastic.
Mm-hmm.
He's not much for style anyway.
It's not
he's
plastic;
fine.
it's a helmet.
It's a helmet. Oh, sorry, it is a helmet. It's a helmet. It's not like a light hazmat.
Yeah,
It's more like a space suit. It's more like a space suit.
Like if you look at it here, the picture. I mean, it looks
pretty trendy too. It doesn't look like bulky and horrible, does it?
No,
you're right. New fashion statement.
It's pretty fashionable.
I would like you guys to walk into Starfall wearing those and see what happens. See
walk
how
into
far
Eigenvay.
See what the or there, yeah. See how far the technical league lets you get. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So that's pretty much cleared out. Where do you guys want to go next? I'll go over to the big map and see what you guys want to do. It's not quite bedtime. It's not quite lunchtime. And you have. Oh, let me close that. And you are over here at this side of the cavern, or the valley, I should say. Valley. So now you know the secret to the glow. You could use that mold and stuff. There's tons of it there. I mean, you could collect it if you wanted to, if you had nefarious purposes. Anyways, there's a treasure trove.
Throw it at people. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, right in their face. Yeah. That'd be pretty rough. Yeah, I mean, it's not much longer if your friend will come back from Peter's place and be able to rejoin with you. Azuma wouldn't stay there too long. She'd probably be just the walk there and walk back. By that time, I mean, you would be done already, with what you were doing there in the cavern. It didn't take a long time. So,
do we want to go meet her halfway, and then do we want to go I don't know, the creatures that gather parts?
Yes. Let's go meet them.
That gathered parts. Yes. Okay.
Androids live here.
It could be one and the same, you think?
Yes, that's what. Because this was information we got from two different people about this area.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes sense. Yep, that seems right. Okay. Yeah, you want to make your way over there. The hazmat suits. You can ride well enough in them. And
we have to walk over to where Peter is first. We have to go because we're going to be on that side anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to walk over across the river. You have that same spot that you used before that you know about here with the little island area, and the water here is a lot more shallow. So you're able to get across there, make it to the other side, right as Azuma's going back down from Peter's with the horses. She meets you and she says, have you found out what the problem was? And then she kind of steps back, and you've done a good job cleaning all the mold off of you, making sure in the water there that you get all off. But she steps back, just looking at you strangely with those suits on, and she kind of shakes her head. She says, I've not seen things like that for a very long time. She says, those are suits that they used to wear. Some would go outside in them.
I nod. I say we found them in one of the downed spaceships. They came in very handy today. There's the cave is full of very nasty radioactive rusted mold. I wouldn't recommend going near it. It's bad stuff.
She says, I will stay away from it. She says, Peter, he has had a few carrots that he wanted to give to each of you. You can take into your party possession now 5 carrots.
Ooh.
I know.
Oh, hey, look, the carrots were ready. Yay.
The carrots are now ready. And she says he apologized that they were not ready yet whenever you checked. Oh, God, I love it.
Might
Peter,
have a carrot for a snack while we're walking.
Peter also, he said to me, she's going to say, she says, I think that he is quite mad. He has had issues before with just trying to communicate. She says, but he wanted to remind you, oh my God. He wanted to remind you that the peppers will burn. I just want to put it the way that he would put it. The pepper would burn the butcher's house. If you rubbed it on you, it would burn the butcher's house. He gave me another pepper.
Ooh.
Delstria, you think back to how spicy that pepper was whenever you were eating it. And then she makes the symbol of rubbing it all over. He went like this. He said, first do all over and then go through the butcher's house.
Oh, maybe the flayer?
She shrugs. She says, I do not know.
I have to think about that one.
She says, I think he calls everything from the Dominion butchers. All of them are butchers to him. She says, I wish I knew more. It is very hard for me to understand him.
Yeah, us too.
She says, where are we going now? It is not yet noon, but I know that you will tire soon.
We didn't really use that many spells even either. We were thinking of checking the area where the androids live, around the corner.
She says maybe more allies then.
Maybe.
She says that is a good idea. She says we should gather all the allies that we can because the Dominion is strong.
Yes.
Says, and if they are android, maybe they will not be affected like the Androphans were.
Oh.
She stops to look at you, Delstria. She says, your suit has fog on it after you said that. Oh. And the fog just kind of gets sucked away with the filtration system.
Is there, Delstria?
We'll have to be careful. These may be members of that same tribe of the android body we found in the cave that destroyed technology. Maybe they were collecting parts and technology to destroy it. These may be part of that cult.
Azuma looks at her rifle and she says, this is the only weapon I have. I do not want them to destroy it.
Exactly. So they may...
Are you telling me that we need to take off the armor?
No.
I'm just...
No. Azuma looks at both of you curiously. She says, you are mated?
No.
Kylon's like, stop talking like that. That's not appropriate. She kind of takes a step back.
Okay.
He says, we are the Torchbearers. We're a group. We fight together. We don't do that.
Nothing's appropriate to Kylon. It's okay, Azuma.
He nods. He nods in response.
No, I'm just saying that they may not be allies to us, is what I'm saying. Or they might attack us if they see us, so we should be on our guard just in case they are members of this cult.
Kylon says if they're a member of a cult, then they probably should be dealt with.
Well, I don't know if the cult's evil. They don't believe in technology.
He says, well, what cult isn't evil? Whenever you hear the word cult, do you think, oh, I'm a good cult?
Like,
I mean,
how many happy-go-lucky
The cult of funk?
he thinks on that. He says, is that
Nostria didn't say that.
Oh, he had a great response.
Because they don't exist at that time.
He was going to ask if that has to do with odors. He says, okay. He says, so we go in just as we normally would, and we try to be peaceful, and then we'll see if they're nice or not.
Pretty much.
Sure.
It just came to me that maybe who they might be.
Okay. Well, let's go then. Azuma, are you going to go with us? she gets on the horse again with Sunny, and she is going to travel with you to these potential allies. She would like to meet them. As you go riding into this is like an old western. You go riding through the cavern here. You get enough time to inspect this forested area. There's nothing there, and then you keep going, and you notice those tracks once again of the androids, the humanoids at least, that were dragging the pieces of the destroyed Annihilator robot. As you make it around the corner here, though, and make it in the last 1,000 feet, you notice once again there's a slight incline here, ascending to a cave at the top, which everybody loves their caves around here. You know, caves are just safe.
So many caves.
And you see that there is a bright fire burning from within this cave. And along the way, as you're going to the cave, you see scraps of metal, like it's been like shredded scraps of metal that are laying on the ground, like laid out in almost a pattern in the sand and the dirt. Like somebody's actually planted like these pieces of metal, these plates down. It almost looks like a mosaic of metal there blending into the ground. You can make perception checks.
I was gonna say I want to look for anything.
Traps. Do you want to?
Yes.
You want to look for your traps? That would be good to add that bonus on.
I only get a bonus for avoiding them.
Oh, that's right. Damn it! It's not the +2 for seeing them. Okay.
You keep thinking I have trap finding. I have trap
I want
sense.
you to. I want you to so bad because I think of you as a rogue. So it's like, dang it. Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary with these, but as you get closer, you notice that there are chunks of metal that look like they're pieces of like previous fires, like they've melted pieces of this robot outside in these great big bonfires that must have burnt days ago before you got here. The fires since then have now been put out, and as you draw in closer, you see four humanoids come out of the cave, and you get big waves from a distance from them in greeting.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Hi! Sunny's gonna wave enthusiastically back at them.
Azuma says this is a good sign that they are not enemies then.
So far, so good.
so far, so good. Let me get you over to where you need to be, though, because we need to get you on a map.
Pardon? I didn't get my home chef order today. It was supposed to be delivered today.
Okay,
well,
yeah,
what happened?
Snowstorm, Libby. Give them a break.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like a little storm, though. It
Well,
was a baby
I
storm.
just feel bad for the guy tomorrow, because if it comes tomorrow, I also have a factor box being delivered tomorrow. That's 2 heavy boxes.
Well, if it goes quickly enough, he won't have to worry about it, right? Okay. We are moving your maps over to a new group.
Or a group to a new map?
Well, over to a new group even of things.
There we are. Oh, hello there. It looks like Vision.
Yeah, quite a few of them too, and they are going to look different from each other this time. They're not like all identical. But you are going to be, well, you're going to be coming face to face as you get off the horses and kind of walk the rest of the distance there with a group that looks like they are. Well, let's see here. Well, they definitely look like they're humans until you get a little bit closer and you can see that they're glowing and symbols that the androids often have in their flesh. It looks like they've been covered up, and parts of those are like peeling off, like the makeup or the other substances that they've used to like kind of cover up these bright, shining kind of tattoos that the androids have that are very obvious at most times. These look like they are adults, 2 males, 2 females, humans. They have on attire that makes it look like they're Numerians, not Kelid barbarians, but definitely Numerians. They're wearing breastplate armor, and they have warhammers to their side, and they're dressed well enough alike that you think that they definitely are some part of a group. And then you see it around each one of their necks dangles an amulet like that in the cave.
I was right.
The 4 of them are standing there, and then a 5th comes out to the entrance of the cave here. Let's see where you're gonna be at. I think I even have a picture for this. Let's see. No, of course I wouldn't, because why would I? Wow, that would make it way too easy. Let's see her. She's gonna be a slightly different one. There you go. A slightly different stance. Not much. She comes out from the entrance of the cave there. Obviously the leader, they kind of separate as she comes forward. She says, "Greetings, visitors." She says, we're but pilgrims. She puts up her hand, peaceful gesture. She says, "We're on a holy journey through these lands in search of the humanity that evades us. We wish no conflict with you." She says, "I do see that you have blasphemies about you. If you're clean or if you submit to a rigorous cleansing, we will leave you unharmed. We will permit nothing to stand in the way of our pilgrimage or our sacred charge, though." You take this, well, I mean, you can make a sense motive check if you like, perception check, to see what she might mean by this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, she's definitely seems like she's threatening you as she's looking at you guys that are riding up in your big suits, your suits that you're wearing, and she's kind of eyeballing even the rifle that Azuma has and looking at her just kind of oddly, specifically this 4-armed creature that's with you. But also she notices other bits of technology that you might be having, whether it be a weapon or something of that nature, that are, there on a belt or slung across your back. And she definitely is noticing those. And this feels like Eidenvey, but almost like in a different way all over again. All these people that hate technology.
I'm going to say we have no quarrel with you and instead come asking for your aid. But if you want to destroy and get rid of technology so badly, maybe you should look in the mirror first. Our technology is not harming you.
She looks down slightly. She says,
Not all technology is bad. You are technology, and you are not bad.
She says, we fulfill our sacred pilgrimage until it's completed, and then each one of us will be thrown into the fire itself and consumed. As the last of that, she says, that abomination. She says, the last of that sin that exists in this land. She says, until our mission is complete, we are, as you say, part of it. We wish that we were born pure in form like you are. But she says, we are not. She says, the best that we can do is work towards, she says, a clean world, one that is not marred by the, she says, the, she says, not marred by the, she says, the foulness that has been found in the earth, that has landed here long ago. She says, we must remedy that sacrilege. She says, the pollution of this land, the shame, it lands squarely with us.
There are other ways to go about that. Destroying technology itself will not help you reach your goal.
If you would, since you're engaged in a very good conversation here with her, I would like you to make an influence check. Does anyone else want to work or speak to that?
Help
that
me out
same
here,
goal
folks.
of influencing.
Help me out here, folks.
I'm trying to see if I think Kylon will be trying to assist you, and he'll give you a +2, as he says, not all things, he says, are bad that are metal. Oh no. He gives you a +2 to that. He says, not all things need to be destroyed.
Right as I was clicking, I was just thinking to myself, I should use my luck, which is it is an immediate action.
That is not a retroactive action, though. Immediate action has to be done before you roll.
I know. As I was rolling, I was like, I should click.
Yeah. Okay, so Sunny remains silent. So does Tor. So does Bear. So does Azuma.
Yes. We agree.
He's hungry. Let's see here. I'm gonna roll for her now. Oh my god.
I even put a point into my influence.
I know.
Which gives me a +10, but because I rolled a 4.
She looks at you and she sighs.
Wait.
She says,
I'm going to use
a hero point?
I'm going to use a hero point to re-roll that.
Ooh.
Because I would like to get these people on our side.
Okay.
And I'm going to use
luck this time?
Yes.
Yes.
We need all the help we can get against the
That's right. I mean, we get caught in webs and sometimes we can't ever get out.
Influence.
No response.
No response.
So a 20.
Response.
I got to roll 2 more, so plus 4 to that, so
and plus
20.
2 from Kylon, right?
Well, that was adding Kylon. Plus,
oh, that was with it. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Let me make sure. Let me double check my bonus real quick, just to make sure my bonus didn't go up when I leveled up. I don't think it did.
Wow.
I don't think a 20 is gonna. plus 2 at 5th level, plus 3 at 11th.
11th level. Okay.
Yeah, so 20.
Okay. Okay, she stops. She says, I am, she says, these troubled times that we have lived through, they have caused me to forget myself. My name is Harab. She says, I will say this. She says, we have been able to make this a sacred cave that we live in. She says it is not much, but we cannot allow any technology within it. She says, perhaps that we could agree to disagree with what you think that technology can help you with. We see it at most as a crutch, but it is sinful in its deepest nature, and it will only serve to corrupt you in time. Maybe in time you will learn this on your own. You can seek our guidance. Just as the prophet Omed said himself, he says, we must be able to relieve ourselves of these things in order to seek purity and to be able to ascend. And she looks up into the sky. Maybe they're trying to catch a comet.
Maybe. That sounds a bit like Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, she says, we do not need to quarrel. She says, there are differences with all of us. All living things are different from each other. She says, for us to emulate, she says, purity, we need to assume that all of us would be different in ways. She says, you know that we are pilgrims. She says, why do you come here to this valley so far away from everything else? Why do you come here if not to seek the solitude of being alone? What is your purpose?
We came in search for an item that the Dominion have, and we need to reclaim it.
She says, this item was not something found on that great metal monster in the canyon. What was it? She says, we have destroyed all the things that we have taken from that monster. We have purified them in flame.
No.
She nods. She says, we know that there are dangerous things, especially in the forest. The waters seem to be tainted, but we are not affected by it yet. She says, maybe we are just immune to whatever is in it. It says, but she says, what you seek, it sounds like it is further in the valley. Yes. We made our place here because we were called to be here. We did not go further because of the dangers beyond. We've not been here very long. We've lost 3 of our members already trying to find safe haven along the caverns here.
Did you arrive here on the Divinity?
She says, I do not know. She says, I believe that we were created after that there were pieces of the Divinity still that functioned. She says, I do not recall any time aboard the spaceship Divinity. I did learn about it. Omed from the Divinity, he told me about this. He knew after the great crash about the fragile nature of such things and how they would only lead to destruction, how they fall apart when you rely on them too much. But he is dead. He eradicated himself in an observance at Dravad Nok. Tor kind of looks at this woman now, like
I look sideways. At Tor.
Tor says, "What? What did he do? The android, she looks down, she says, there was a celebration of explosions in the middle of the square as a testament to the destructive nature of technology. He himself sacrificed his life as a martyr, eradicating himself by use of technology itself, just to show how dangerous, how destructive it ultimately all is. A satchel of grenades and a remote explosive device, all attached to him. He was a testament to our faith. Tor just looks at her and he mutters to himself, it was after I left. He said it had to be recently. Had to be recent. Kylon's like, wait a minute, your prophet just blew himself up in like a square? I mean, were there people there?
Probably, Kylon. Because, I mean, personally, the best way to show that, hey, technology is dangerous is for technology to decide to kill itself in the middle of a town.
Harab nods in agreement. She says they were violent towards us and did not understand the fault of their ways. It was an extreme measure of faith, but it had to be shown.
Did it, though? Like, could you not have found any other better way of like, hey, technology is dangerous and not just killing innocent people?
She looks down and she says, there must always be an amount of suffering before finding salvation, amount of sacrifice before we are to find our final path.
No.
Kylon says, I don't like this woman.
That's not okay.
Sunny's gonna turn over to Delstria in Hallett, because I don't trust that they don't speak Androffin. So in Hallett, we could just put them out of their misery for them. Let's just help them ascend to whatever space thing they're trying to get to.
Oh my god. Hold on. How good is her? Hold on. Gosh darn it.
Did she speak Hallett? Because I'm going to laugh really hard. Like...
her ears, like, she turns her head like she's trying to listen. She needed a 25 to be able to overhear you at that distance whispering. And I don't even think you were whispering, but I'm going to just say that you were being more quiet.
Sure, I mean, you can pretend like Sunny was being quiet.
She was not being quiet, was she?
No, she just assumes that people don't speak Hallett.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, well, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. Then she does hear you. And Harab says in Hallett, she says to her companions, she says, be ready, they're thinking about turning on us, just like the other non-believers. And
I just look at Sunny like, really?
Tor just kind of, he's like, he says, Ugh. He kind of growls a little bit. And then he says in Hallett, he says, how many did he kill? How many innocents?
Yeah, Tor's not going to like that, and Kylon's not going to like that.
Well, the good news is that Kylon can't understand us, so... Harab,
she looks forward, and you can just see a blankness in her face, like there isn't that emotion. Maybe it's the android.
Well, they're
in her.
androids.
Yeah, I mean, but
doesn't have that emotion chip.
Yet does not. She says again, this is great. She says again, she says, as I said before, she says, we can agree to disagree. She says, I am not the prophet, and I am not saying that I would do the same things that he had done. I do not know if I would be strong enough to. But we are here on a pilgrimage, and we mean you no harm.
I will say in comment, well, how many more innocents will you destroy along your way to try to prove a point?
She looks at you and she says, we do not want to hurt any innocents. She says, it was something obviously that we cannot communicate well on. We cannot understand each other. She says, something very unfortunate that it had to happen. She says, at this point, she says, I would wish for you to leave this area, and we will try not to cross paths again. We will leave you to whatever purpose you have of being here. But if you enter into this cave, we will have to defend ourselves, because you soil yourself with the desecration of those unholy things that you adorn yourselves with and rely on.
I look at Tor and Sunny.
These
are probably people that Tor probably knew.
Probably so. Tor looks at you and he shakes his head and he looks down and you hear him mutter to himself. He says, more people I can't save. More people I couldn't help.
It's not your fault, Tor.
Kylon looks back at the rest of the group. He says, what are we going to do?
We're going to walk away because they're giving us the option to walk away, and the last thing that I need is for us to anger Tor because we enter into combat incorrectly.
I don't think Tor would mind because he just killed people in his hometown.
At this point too, remember, these are not like innocents. They're obviously well armed, well armored. Like, this is not outside the purview of the, hey, you just fucked with my hometown, I'm going to kill you now. Like, that's enough warning, you think. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's an ambush or something that was like you're trying to be their friends and then you stab them in the back, that sort of thing. These are obviously, I mean, they look like they would try to be capable combatants. So it would be an honorable battle, according to Gorham. You can just see with Tor, though, he might be holding himself back more just for the benefit of the group. Like, he doesn't want to kill people.
Yeah. I look at Tor and I say, what do you want to do, Tor? I know I would not be very happy if the followers of someone that killed a bunch of people in my hometown just told me that they did so.
He looks over at you, Delstri, and he says, I think that we should leave. He says, he shakes his head. He says, there's no reason. He says, we have bigger things to do. We have other things to take care of.
I nod. All right. It's so funny that she speaks Halid.
I love it. Yeah, Rob and each one of them Speaks Hallett.
I'll call out to her and say that we will leave. Just try to not take out any more innocent people in your false quest for what
Enlightenment.
yes, enlightenment.
She nods. She says, I will try to walk a path where none are harmed. She says, and if you decide ever to divorce that crutch that you rely on, pointing over towards your armor, she says, then you will have allies with us. As long as you are cleansed, maybe we can grow close together.
We don't usually wear this.
We don't normally. I know it's so weird. It's so weird that you're wearing all that because it kind of forced it one direction. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. They're just gonna watch you then as you walk back, to your horses that are, 20 feet back or whatever, outside of fireball range, just in case, because that is important. One fireball at these levels could wipe out all of your horses in one go. You don't want to be on them all the time. So yeah, you go back to your horses and I guess they'll leave the area then. Yeah. Wow,
right.
The tense standoff is gone, and you do not have androids on your side.
Damn it. Maybe we go take these off and then come back and be like, hey,
we're new people.
New group of people.
They'd be like, we just talked to you. And you're like, no, us, organics. We all look the same. We all look the same.
we all have pet bears. Draw a mustache on Kylon.
Yes.
I really dig that idea, except for the fact that Bear.
It's hard to change Bear's suit.
Would burn pretty quickly because there's not really a good way to hide what he is.
Yeah, that's the other part. I mean, if they found out who Bear was, Bear's secret identity. All right. Well, that was interesting. Their story was like on a little bit of space here, but that's good that you made that decision and you're back to the main map as you make your way back
in their
out.
Cave.
There is a cave there that's unexplored now, Libby.
No. What's in there?
And now androids here friendly. We don't know. They don't seem like they're very aggressive. When their leader's not a suicide bomber. Okay. Wow. Okay. There you go. Back out into the great open. There's a lot of this valley that you haven't seen. I mean, it's obviously all on your map, your handy dandy map that you have. But there are several major places and then a number of just unknown areas because you haven't really been able to explore. You do know that out of all the canyon that you've gone through so far, that you haven't seen like a lot of big caves or other distinguishing landmarks besides these that you've already been to over on the eastern part and around this forest and stuff, the safe forest. All those places, pretty much like if it's something that's hiding, it's going to be a smaller thing. It's going to be maybe a couple humans in a small little cave, but it's not going to be like a bigger place that has a lot of activity or anything. So even Tor feels kind of confident about basically saying that, half of this place is pretty much like from basically here on over to the east. It's pretty much like, hey, this is okay. We don't have to worry about major threats coming from the east at this point. Bad radioactive russet mold. I love it. You do think about maybe feeding the androids some russet mold. You're not sure exactly how they would react to it. There's enough parts in them that probably would do pretty poorly with russet mold.
All right.
What do you guys do next? You are kind of at midday, I'm going to say. I mean, you've been riding around for several hours. You start off early, though, so you really are right around lunchtime. What do you want to do next?
Honestly, I think that we're here. So why don't we make our way into Little Forest here and go clear out Little Forest
Make another safe zone.
part A, B,
Mm-hmm.
part B.
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
It'll take you about. It'll take you probably around 8-ish hours to clear it out. So it will definitely be dark by the time that you guys are done. So maybe you could clear off a number of this area, like searching around, like on this side of the river where you guys were looking at. You'll be able to get through most of this and deem it a safe stamp of approval, safe to travel by the torchbearers. Probably not all of it, but most of it by today. And you dive right on in. And by diving right on in, I mean I'm going to roll, let's say you probably want to search until like close to nighttime, right? So you have like 2 hours maybe to get back.
Yeah,
Sure.
because I really don't want to go through the valley in like darkness.
But
But
we have spells.
Yeah, we have spells. Exactly. Up to you guys. We're going to do it hour by hour though.
Okay.
E100 roll. First hour. Second hour. So boring. Third hour. Oh my Lord. Why can't something fun happen? Okay.
I know.
Okay. Well, all right. You're searching, and something fun is going to happen, of course, because you're kind of doing this like grid-like search of where you're kind of going to the water and going back to the wall, rising up out of the canyon, and then going back and forth and kind of crossing over, and not like in really tight like lines once again, but you're searching well enough to be able to see if there's like a cabin in the woods, or there's a treetop village of elves, or anything weird like that. And guess what? You do get to a place. You do get to a place. You see a thing.
Ooh,
There's a campfire. A campfire right over in this area, right by the water. It looks like a camp has been made up. And I'm going to have you roll perception checks as you approach that camp, because, oh my God, a 2 and a 3. Your companions are not that good.
28.
Really cold.
28 is, oh boy.
Not that great, but
no, but it's higher than somebody else. Okay, here we go. Approaching a campsite, you see evidence that somebody else is here in the canyon. Someone else is sharing your space, your new home. And there is a somebody here.
Is it technically Goober?
And out from the campsite, you see
It is.
this one.
Oh, he has horns.
Yeah, you know what he looks a little bit like these days?
Hey.
Looks a little bit like Kylon.
No.
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on.
You see a tiefling. This is actually a race. Libby, I don't know if you know. Okay, you do know about tieflings. Okay. You see a tiefling.
Panera and Casey from Kingmaker.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. So you learned this recently, though. Tieflings are a playable character race, actually. And they have a little bit of hell in them. So doesn't make them evil, though. This one has a rapier held to his side, longbow over his shoulder, and dressed just really well. He is, let's see, as far as armor on that you can see, because you'd probably be kind of looking over like those sort of things pretty well. Armor is a +5. So what's a +5 on your armor? Oh, well, that's if you had your shield out. Okay, there's a shield to his side and a leather armor is what he has. Studded leather armor on. So, yeah, this guy comes out from the campsite. Seems to have heard you like in the woods, because I just go with your default of you're like a -10 on your stealth because you're not really stealthing. And he's looking around and stuff, but you spot him first. He has his weapon drawn, just like in the picture there, has this cloak that he's trying to attach there around his neck. And he stands out like a sore thumb.
It's purple, not a very natural color.
Yeah, right. And you get this feeling that he's not from around here, is what you get the feeling.
Not from these parts.
Not from here, or yes. He sees you, or he sees more likely the horses, and he sees Kylon like brightly radiating from the top of one. And he kind of has a kind of like peers at you a little bit more closely, trying to ascertain where you're coming from or who you are. And then he lowers his sword to his side and kind of waits for your approach.
Well, he's a technically guy, so he's got to go.
He's got to go. If we're not going to kill androids, we're going to kill technically at least.
Hey, Delstria, maybe let's not kill him right away, and maybe he can help us take out whatever crazy things are in this swamp.
You approach him?
I'm holding on for a hot second to figure out what Delstria's thoughts are.
So this is hours later, by the way, so any 10-minute per level.
Delstria hadn't said anything. That was Libby.
Okay. 10-minute per level spells and 1-minute level spells are all, it's hours have passed.
That's fine.
Well, I've got to recast Cat's Grace.
You want to cast that at this point?
Casting right this second?
No, I'm not going. No, I was just saying that I have to recast it if I wanted to use it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just got to reload. Okay. He's going to yell out. He says, "Hey-o," he says, "What say you?" He says, "Friend or foe?" Hopefully friend.
Friend! Of course we're friends.
Huge bear! Roar! Walking along. Alpion's stomach is growling even more, and you can now you understand more of like why bears will eat people sometimes. Like he is hungry enough, you think in his mind that he could eat somebody. You approach closer to him, and Kylon gets off of his horse first off, and he says, "Don't like the looks of this guy," as he starts to walk towards him.
Kylon, shut up.
The man kind of backs up a little bit, and you notice there's quite a good clearing there with his tent there and some wooden logs that he's kind of arranged as kind of an outline there to his space. You're not sure whether this is because of some kind of wards that he puts down or incantations or something. He definitely isn't heavily armored, so he could be a caster of sorts, but maybe not. It's hard to tell.
Not many casters would carry a shield.
Right, absolutely not. And he has his shield to his side. He doesn't have it pulled up yet, but so he has basically a free hand and that sword. He backs up a little bit, and the sword, you notice, the rapier, is going to be like, it's almost like with icicles adorning it, almost like some other cold weapon that you've seen here recently. Only we don't call them cold; they're frost. This is a frost rapier that he's obviously activated. He he looks at you all. He says, well, I thought I was alone here. I'd heard, well, seen tracks, heard some things, some bigger things, but I didn't know anyone else was here. He says, have a seat, please. Welcome to my temporary camp.
Well, thank you. Sunny's going to take a seat and like pat the ground next to her, waiting for Alpion. So what brings you all the way out here?
He nods. He says, business, 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 of course. He says, I'm originally from Galt. He says, a country to the south. He says, I'm doing some work up here, trying to find people, missing people.
Trying to find what? Sorry, you cut out.
Missing people.
Missing people.
Mm-hmm. He nods. He says it. Now, of course, I don't need to know all of your business, but I just want to be clear enough to know that I have a specific contract I'm fulfilling to find some missing people. He says, it doesn't look like you are. He says, but then again, he says, those suits look very strange. He says, I haven't seen anything like that on anyone. He says, and we know that the Technic League wouldn't allow, much technology out there in the field.
Does he have any symbol of the Technic League on him that we can see?
He doesn't. And they normally have amulets. Sometimes, even those spies, they kept their amulets hidden outside of the town in Iden Bay. He doesn't seem like he has any symbol of the Technic League on him that's pronounced. If he does, it might be hidden away somewhere. Might even be inside of his cloak or something of that nature. Okay. And he doesn't seem to have any technology on him either, which is something that might stand out even more.
Well, neither did Sandvit, did he?
No, because he was undercover. So he never had it, but he would always trade for it. He was a trader in technology, so he could take technology to the south and sell it, supposedly. So,
Hey, Doug. Do we know in-game that he's Technic League? Or was that an out-of-game knowledge?
You knew that there were people in the Technic League in this valley.
Right, but we had talked about the bright cloak, and I don't remember if...
Yeah, someone...
If she told us that he was from the Technic League, or if she just mentioned his bright cloak and we kind of pieced it together that he was...
She just mentioned seeing the man from afar. Azuma has never interacted with him other than seeing him from afar and seeing that he had the bright cloak on and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine.
But Peter...
But Peter has said Technic League people have been in this.
Right. No, but I'm trying to figure out if that was I made the jump that, hey, this is a Technic League dude, or if this is a Sunny made the jump, because I'm not sure Sunny actually made this.
Yes. Peter told us Technic League. Tiefling with horns was the last one.
Okay. That's fine. I just want to make sure that I'm not.
Yeah, Peter, if anything, made that jump. He said that he was the last one.
Okay.
He says, I'm here to find people, and he says, I would gladly work together if you're here for the same purpose, but I would think that, of course, I would be given more time if that's the case. Otherwise, if you're here...
So I want
here in another purpose.
Well, he's talking with Sunny. I want to be studying him to read aura, one of my occult abilities.
And how long does that take?
It takes 10 minutes of study.
Oh dear God.
Okay, keep him distracted.
Keep him talking. Keep him talking.
You see in the background, this is going on. Woo, 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 woo.
No, it just takes me examining, studying.
Nope, it's been established. It's hand waving.
Definitely woo-woos. It's a lot of woo-woos.
So I want to read his alignment aura.
Okay, so you're going to start doing that. Sunny, what do you do?
I'm going to keep talking to him. Okay. I mean, we'd be happy to work with you. We are also looking for someone, but I seriously doubt it's the same person.
He says, well then, he says, would you mind saying who you're looking for then? And I'll do the same. He says, just to make sure, we want to make sure that the air is cleared here, of course. I don't want to be in competition with anyone.
Competition with you? Of course not. I mean, you clearly look like you were more well suited to travel quickly and quietly.
Influence check, please.
Oh God!
This
Sunny
is going to be a
does so
bluff.
well.
This is going to be a bluff check because Sunny does not think that this guy is better equipped in any way, honestly, from what she's seeing. Okay, he gets slightly higher. He, with his sense motive, he just kind of he smiles and he nods. He says, okay,
Delstra even kind of looks at Sunny like, really?
Yeah. Kylon, he's like, he says, okay. He says, so, all right, maybe a different way then. Okay. Oh boy, I just don't know. All right, I'm not from this country. I don't know about all the different, organizations and factions and, people pulling one way or the other. I know that if you're here, you're not probably closely aligned with the government from the looks of it. You definitely are not closely aligned with the government, and that's okay, because I don't really care if you are or not. But if you are looking for someone here, then who would that someone be? He waits. His eyes get focused as they look at you now, Sunny. Meanwhile, Delstra's.
Sunny is going to look very, very serious.
Mm-hmm.
Look, one of my tribesmen went missing, and the last we heard is that there was this giant creature taking him, and so I just want to find him.
He nods. Make a influence check, please.
Stop making me roll influence, Doug. Oh, actually, that wasn't terrible. All right, 17.
He says, you. He says, I'm sorry there. He says, I doubt that your tribesman is still here. If he was taken, he was taken far to the west, I imagine. I haven't been able to be here very long myself, but I've been able to ascertain that this place is quite dangerous. He says, possibly by traveling together, we could find him. He says, but I just don't know if what you're looking for is going to still be possible. I know that you must have summed up a great effort here. It must have been a very important tribesman. So probably a leader or diplomat of some sort, I would imagine. He nods. He says, someone obviously with good friends. I could benefit from knowing people like that in this country. He says, and I will have plans, of course, after I'm able to carry out my own goal. He says of locating Thrace.
Thrace?
Thrace.
Thrace.
Yes. I just love names in D&D. Thrace.
Is that spelled like the race?
Sure. That works. However you want to do it. Phonetic spelling is always best.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You're fine. Both of you can make society checks.
Oh my god, I'm so terrible.
No bonus from your father, of course.
What was that? No bonus?
No.
Oh. Well, 30.
Okay, hold on.
You know, Libby, there was a moment where I was like, aw, and then not, because 30. 30.
Huh.
How did I get a 30, though? Let me check
How
that.
did you get...
Hey, Libby's cheating again.
Again.
Oh, yeah, no, that's...
No, it's definitely a theory.
No, that's right.
Here's the thing that you know, Delstria, you know that this Therace, whoever he is not a big-time player. You don't even know if he exists, as a matter of fact. Like, this is someone that does not stand out as a name of anyone of importance or notoriety in Numeria. So whoever he wasn't very prominent, or he didn't exist at all, and you're being given a false name. But you're doing woo-woos, and you must concentrate.
Yes, but after my 10 minutes are up, I can bring this issue up with him.
Yes. Yes. Meanwhile, Sunny, what do you continue on with? He says, this tribesman, who was this? What was your tribesman's name?
Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm just gonna go with it. It's actually her, and her name is Valda.
Valda. Okay. He nods. He says, I'm... Okay. He nods. He says, well, maybe we can work together. The race was probably taken to the far west also. I'm not sure, but so far I've been unable to locate anything of importance here in this valley. And my intuition is rarely wrong. I'm usually able to track down people quite well. I get a sense that he is further to the west. Maybe through some of these forests here. By the way, the forests themselves, I've dealt with a number of problems here. I don't know if you've had the same run on with them, he says, but there's definitely some giants further to the west that I've tried to avoid. He says, the ticks are rampant here. He says, and so are the spiders. He says, there's even these strange things that sometimes they run so quickly it seems like they run along the water. He says they look quite odd and foreign. I've never heard of them before. He starts describing them a little bit more, and you think he's describing the Migos.
The rap group?
Yes, the Migos, the rap group. Something actually, Azuma kind of clicks in, and she says he is describing the things that live in the caves, the part of the Dominion. Migo, she says. He seems to catch up on it. He nods. He says, and you don't look like you're from here either. As he says to Azuma.
What gave that away?
He says, there's a lot of strange things here happening in this area. He says, obviously you have quite a few allies. He switches over to you, Sunny.
What can I say? I'm good at making friends.
We should have no problem getting along then.
So, how much of this area have you actually gone through? We haven't made it much further west than this. We found these super crazy tree things back behind us.
He nods. He says, I've heard people calling out to me, but I've ignored them, knowing that it was just trickery. He says, I've only had this set up here for a little while. He says, but usually let's just say my own abilities have kept me ahead of the local flora and fauna. But he says, I'll tell you this, beyond those giants and the ticks and the other things, he says, I feel like there are sometimes things that are watching me, sometimes darker things that are out there. Don't know really how to put it, but I'll say this much. I am in no mood to be caught unawares. I'll be able to keep on moving if need be. Maybe deeper to the west, further on. He says the waters seem quite safe, actually. He says, but I'm not as equipped to deal with those kind of environments.
Has it been long enough for me to make my roll?
No, not yet.
Because I want to call him on his bluff for the person.
Sure.
But I need to.
I know. 10 minutes, Sonny.
I'm trying here, okay? So how long have you been in the area?
He says just a few days. He says this deeply. He says, I went and I surveyed the outer ring, he says, and took a little bit longer there, but decided to come down as the entry point at the mouth of the canyon. Traveled through, noticed a few peculiar things, but nothing that seemed to lend itself to finding out my missing person. He says, obviously, though, there are a number of things going on here. He says, so I've only been here a little while. He says, how about your group? You don't live here, do you? You've just come in the canyon.
Goodness, yes. No, we are freshly arrived. Only been here 2 days now.
He says, yeah, good. He says, where are you holed up at? Do you have a camp yet?
Actually, there's this super crazy guy who talks to plants. He offered to let us stay with him.
He nods. He says, good. He says, then I'll know where to find you then. He says, in case I find your missing person, Valda.
I mean, that would be incredible of you. Although, are you staying here? Because if we find your missing person, I'd like to be able to get in contact with you as well.
He says, well, Thrace, it's likely that I'm going to be finding him in not quite the best suitable position. I will have to be moving my camp. Never stay at the same place too many nights in a row anyways. So I'll be moving to the west, he says, probably starting tonight, actually. He says some of the things are more still at nighttime, easier to see and sense. You know what I mean?
Of course.
He smiles. You can make a perception check if you'd like. And then we're coming up on that 10 minutes. So you're about done with woo-wooing too.
19 for perception.
Ooh.
Okay. You think he's teasing you a little bit? Like,
shocker.
He knows he has dark vision, and he looks around to your group knowing that probably none of you have a real good way to navigate discreetly at nighttime. And he's very confident in that ability. You think he sees it as an advantage, not quite a threat to you, but he basically is kind of teasing you a little bit about not being able to really go outside at night, you know. And that's whenever we come up with you, Delstria. There at your resolution of your check. What would you like to do there with the check?
Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm doing an alignment check, which is a read alignment aura. It's 15 plus the creature's hit die or item's caster level. So it'd be creature's hit.
Okay, yeah.
The creature's hit die plus 15 is my DC.
Okay, got it. Okay, I got the DC in my head. I know what it's going to be. I can't reveal it to you, though.
And it's a perception check for me.
Ooh, a perception check. You're really good.
You're good at those.
Of course, I roll a 3.
You can't determine.
Yeah.
You can't determine his alignment.
Yeah. Are we a little salty, Libby?
Yeah.
I think we've been salty since not being able to get this goddamn game started at 4.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 2. So now that I can speak to him, without having to stare at him strangely, I'm gonna say
Hirsek is his name.
Huh?
Hirsek? I think HYR Hirsek.
Sure.
Hirsek, yeah.
Did
he tell us his name?
No.
Yeah. Oh, I would say he would introduce himself. Sorry, during the 2 minutes, he'll say that his name is Hirsek. So.
I'm gonna say Hirsek. This person, the race that you've been hired to find must be very well known or very important for them to have hired someone of your ability and skill.
He smiles. He says, he was on to some things, I imagine. Wanting to find out, make sure that he didn't just disappear is important, of course, and just wanting to make sure that that everything is returned correctly is another. They being out of contact with someone that long, whenever, well, it seems like that put a pit in some people's stomachs. So he says, I didn't know him from before. I've never even spoken with the man, but I do have an accurate description and wish to be searching him out, of course.
What's he look like? Maybe we've seen him.
Oh, that's a great question. Oh my God. He says he is. Oh God, I got to get to this. He says he is in his late 30s, full brown beard. Normally wears one of those. It's called a scatter light suit, I believe. It's a piece of technology that seems to radiate colors and be very form-fitting. He was with a group of, companions. I think 6 more researchers that came with him. And he himself, from what I understand, has had an injury in the past where he's actually lost his right hand and had to have it replaced with a metallic hand of some sort, kind of like a golem or something. So he has like a golem hand, and he's, from what I know, he won't be very receptive to me just showing up, of course. But once I state the correct credentials, of course, he'll be able to comply and update me on anything that he's found out. So he smiles. He says, "So that is a good question, this Valda. I didn't really get an accurate description of Valda. Is she a sister of yours, or?"
Yes. In fact, she almost looks identical to me, only slightly smaller.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to make a check. Him, oh my God, he rolled really good. Okay. He says, well, you don't look like a traditional tribal of any kind. I can't place your ancestry, but I'll be on a lookout for someone that looks quite like you. He says, of course, that horse might distinguish yourself. Huh. He nods. He says, the black horses. I've heard of that tribe. That's
you can tell a tribe just by looking at a horse.
No, he says, no, it's an assumption. I imagine that they were in this area more than the other tribes. The way that they range commonly. And then also, he points at your horses. He says, by the quality of your steeds, of course.
They are fine horses. This is going so well for me. I can just feel it. Okay.
He smiles. He says, don't worry. He says, don't worry. He says, remember, he says, I'm here just to do my task. That's it. He says, I just need to find this individual and get back word to the proper people.
So here's sick. What's a group of researchers and scientists doing in a place like this?
Sounds like a terrible pickup line. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you slide over at the bar right by him. So there. He says, honestly, I wasn't given the nature of their business, what they were studying or what they were after.
Seems like a very dangerous place to come without escorts of some sort.
He nods. He says, and perhaps those other researchers with him were, we'll say, more guards than escort. But, once again, I don't really know much of their details except that they were all humans. He didn't take any machines with him or anything, so I was made to be aware of that. He says, even though it sounded like several have been here in this area for quite some time, short-circuiting or being reprogrammed. Maybe that's part of it also. I'm not sure. He says, but I know that if I was to run into any of them, that I would assume that they would be dangerous and they would not be part of the leagues. Seems like there's been a lot of sabotage in this area. A lot of machines with their own free thoughts and programming of their own nature.
Yeah.
Does the League have many creatures in this area?
He smiles. He says, what a compliment. He looks down at himself. He says, I think it's just me. He says, I do better working alone.
Aha. So we've confirmed he is out of character. We've confirmed he is part of the Technic League.
Well, you confirmed that he's working, at least, right? With them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he doesn't seem very... He keeps a distance away, obviously. Like, he's not, like, right up to you talking to you. He's 10, 15 feet away, trying to get a feel for you guys and him. And you think he's kind of clued in to several of the things Sunny has said that just aren't quite accurate or honest. Don't know what about, her would do that, but it doesn't sound like he's going to stay in this camp for very much longer either. As a matter of fact, you imagine, since this is his camp and you found it, he's probably going to be leaving tonight.
Yes.
Probably is not going to be here for you to find him in the future. And now that he knows who you are, or knows a little bit more of what you are, at least how many and that sort of thing, you think that he might be maybe keeping an eye open in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there are many dangerous I don't use the word creatures again, but there are many dangerous beings in this area. I do hope that the person you're looking for has been able to survive.
He doesn't seem to mind. He looks at you and he says, as I said before, I just don't think that that's going to be the case. But regardless, a job is a job. I'm just glad to hear that you aren't from the League yourselves. Being contracted out, another group, just as I have been, as in, he says, as a hired on contractor. He says, not part of the league, but a contractor. He kind of looks you over when he says that. He says, it's just good to know that there isn't another group here that's been hired to replace me or to circumvent my work. He says, I'll tell you this. I'll give you a reward of 10,000 gold pieces if you locate my person. And, well, I imagine you guys have that among yourselves. Maybe you could do the same if I find yours.
I mean, that only seems fair.
He nods. He says, after all, 10,000 gold, that's pretty much just hazard pay for coming out to a place like this, isn't it?
Oh, goodness, yes. That's definitely what you deserve.
He looks at Sonny again, just smiles, and he says, well, I'd better start packing up the camp. He says, nothing to see further this way to the point. I've already looked it all over, but on the north side of the river, that's where I believe those giants are. He says, I'd be careful about that.
Thank you for the information.
And he says, of course. He says, and I will know where to find you, going to that crazy old man. He smiles. He says, no offense to him. He just seemed a little bit odd.
Yes.
I mean, he talks to plants, so yes, definitely odd.
You can each make a perception check as he says that too.
Nat 20?
Hey, good job. 29.
Okay.
I have weird nat 20s because why not?
Yeah. You don't. Something about the mentioning of the crazy old man again. It kind of reminds you. It reminds you of something that maybe Peter had said. Peter had been approached by Technic League agents, and he really didn't describe them well, and they went far into the valley and stuff. But this guy, the last one of them to come, does seem to like put into a time frame, like he came later. And in Peter's head, you're not sure of how much later that might be, but it does seem like that Kirsek here did have a conversation at some sort of length there with Peter, and left him unharmed. Didn't chop him up, didn't kill him, didn't think that he was going to get ratted out or anything. So either he just dismissed him as not a threat at all, or he isn't that sort of worker.
Well, probably a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, might be. But he definitely did interact with Peter and called him a crazy old man. So he's kind of dismissed him as a threat, which might be the best thing maybe for everyone. So anyways, Hirsek he stands up, kind of bounces up onto the balls of his feet, and he smiles and he says, well, he says it's going to be nightfall here fairly soon. He says it'll take you quite a while, he says, to get back there. He says before nightfall. I wouldn't want you out. He says, of course, as some other things start to stir. He says, as for me, I will, I think, rearrange my camp tonight just in case. Make sure that I'm in a more discreet location.
Sounds good, and you're right. It's definitely getting late and we should be on our way. Thank you again for all of your help, and I hope you find what you're looking for.
And he says, I'll be on the lookout for Valda just in case.
Much appreciation. And at this, Sunny's going to stand up.
Yeah.
And we're going to go.
Delstria will say to him, safe travels until we cross paths again.
He says, of course. He says, if you see me again, he says, make sure to be getting the gold out. He says, I don't really like silver discs either, but I imagine that I could trade them off well enough before I leave country. He says, but I will have news of your sister. He says to Sunny's back as Sunny's going to get on her horse again. He says, if that is the case.
Del Street and nods.
He gives you a slight bow now. And that, Kylon just kind of goes back to his horse, gets on it. Tor doesn't really show anything once again as far as his impression one way or the other, but he gets back on the horse. You see Kylon kind of rubbing the inside of his helmet again with his hand after looking at this guy for a long period of time now. Just, you think it's made his own horns start to ache.
He doesn't have his helmet on. Oh, wait. Yeah, he does. Kylon, not Tor.
He does. Yeah, he does. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he does. Yeah. All right, so you get back on horses and you make it out of there. I take it returning to Azuma's cave once more for safety for that night.
Yeah.
All right, what goes on whenever you're out of earshot?
Is Bear going to be able to fit through the passageway to get back there?
Bear will be fine.
Bear has a big trouble getting in and out of there, by the way. Huge trouble. Like, it might be easier for him to stay out with the horses.
Yeah, that's not a thing that happens.
No, Bear's coming in to cuddle with you, isn't he?
Yes. Bear doesn't leave Sunny. Come on now.
Yeah, it would be really bad for him if he did. And also missing all the meals that might be eaten. So, okay. Yeah, you make it back and no issues or anything like that. You stick to the south side of the river until you are, further along here, and then you cut up to the north on that familiar pathway just to make sure that it's safe and you can remember anything that might have changed since your last time. Making it back to the cave, you're able to take care of your horses, make sure that they are watered, and they do a lot of like munching in the forest and stuff as you're talking and stuff and walking along. And the grass, like I said before, and the greenery doesn't seem like it's mutated.
Hey, Dougtastic.
Mm-hmm.
As we are going along, I want to keep an eye out behind us to see if Creepman follows us. I'm not saying that I don't trust him, but
all right, make perception checks, everyone in the group, and I'll make them for your allies too. There we go.
Nat 20.
my God.
There is no sign of him following you.
Okay.
You look to the sky, you look down at the ground, you cross a river, and then you look back to see if there's splashing, like if somebody invisible is coming across the river or anything. You don't see any change there, in the soil or anything, even of the wet soil by the river bank, even after circling back around and checking the soil to see if he was walking through. Your bear sniffs the air. No signs of him following you.
Okay.
So is there a discussion in group, or is that something that we need to pick up maybe next session? Up to you guys.
I feel like there's probably going to be a discussion, but I feel like the discussion's not going to happen until we get back into relative safety of cave.
You're there. You're there in the cave. Yep, you make it.
Well, Kylon, there was going to be a discussion with Kylon.
Yeah, totally a discussion with Kylon. What are we talking about Kylon for? Oh, with the bag. I remember.
Yes.
Never mind. Catching up.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So don't trust that guy.
Kylan's like, he's evil. He's absolutely evil. I can sense it on him. Which he actually can detect evil at will. What Delstria did for 10 minutes, he can just do like in a round.
Well,
it was a backup source. It just made sure there's a second opinion.
at least he's not a Technic League agent.
Well,
That's
if he's
one.
working for them, what if he pretty much is an agent? He's just a contracted agent, right?
Yeah, well, it means that his
mean-
loyalty only goes as far as what they pay him.
He nods. He says, well, he didn't seem to like Sonny that much. Like whenever Sonny would talk to him, it just seemed like Sonny, you kind of put your foot in your mouth there a couple of times, and he just didn't seem to respond too well, like to your lie. I mean, I don't think you should have lied to him.
I'm sorry. Did you want me to flat out say, "Hey, we're looking for Cassandra"? Like,
no, I would have just said it's none of your business.
Okay, Kylon, we were making friends. Okay? Telling people it's none of your business is not really a good way to be friendly.
Yeah,
Well, how do we know who he's looking for is even the real person? Maybe he's looking for Cassandra Lee.
just wish you were a little better at lying to people, Sonny.
Kylon shakes his head. He's like, no, I'm glad she's not very good. I mean,
Well,
she's horrible at it. When you see her play cards, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing cards with you.
He smiles. He says, Tor, on the other hand, he looks over. He says, you can never tell what he's thinking about. Tor just kind of shrugs again.
Case in point.
Tor's like, if he's our enemy, it's best not to keep him around. He doesn't look like he'd be honorable.
I don't think we know what he is just yet.
I mean, I feel fairly confident in saying that he's an enemy. I don't feel like we're inviting him over to Sunday dinner.
Kylon says, yes, it's some other day though, isn't it? Anyways, yeah, Sunday is a different day.
No, Sunday is Sunday.
Sunday is Sunday? Okay.
Yeah. Moon Day, Toil Day, Will Day.
Oh my God, she knows the whole thing from
Kingmaker game. From Kingmaker, yeah.
I love it. Yep. He
Fire Day and Star Day. I forget what Thursday is.
Kylon says, so he says, what do we change? What's different? Should we follow his tracks tomorrow and see where he goes?
If we're able to follow his tracks, I don't think we'll be able to.
Well, why is that?
I'm pretty sure he will have a way to hide them.
He might.
Or
he seems pretty well equipped to not be followed.
Even though he's in brightly dressed clothes and stuff. Yes.
Why don't we just continue on with what we were doing, and we'll just go through the rest of the forest, and if we find him again, we'll find him again. And
well, I don't think he's going to be found again, is what she's trying to say. I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to find him.
Right, but I'm saying that we don't need to actively go out and like search for him.
I mean, we may cross paths with him again, but he's not going to leave a trail, is what I'm saying. At least not an easy one.
Kylon nods. He says, so we just keep an eye out for him, and if he shows up, then we'll know it's probably not a good thing then.
Exactly.
Well, it depends. I mean, we might have a common enemy.
Well, it sounds like if we just let him do his thing and keep going to the west, he'll stumble right into somebody and get himself killed. Maybe that's what we want him to do. He says, I don't know. He says, he starts to itch his head. He's like, let's
take a look at that bag, Kylon.
He says, I'll do it. He says, I'll do it. He says, I don't need any help. He takes the bag and he starts to go back out through the winding tunnel of the cave where you guys,
why's he taking the bag out there? He doesn't need to take the bag out there.
He's going to take it because he's not going to saw on himself in the presence of everyone.
Well, see, with the
Why is he
mask,
sawing on himself at all? No, like, Kylon, this is a terrible idea.
He looks at the bag. He's like, "How else am I supposed to?" He says, "I'm not going to put up with it growing out things." He says that don't belong.
who is the mask a likeness of when you put it on?
And he says, are you asking me?"
Kylon.
Oh, he hasn't put on the mask yet. He's going to take the bag out for the sawing tools so he could saw off the things that are growing out.
Yeah, why are we putting on the super probably cursed mask? Like, let's not.
It's not a cursed mask. I detected because I detected magic on it.
Well, yeah, there you go.
It's just a. Oh goodness, what was the mask?
Okay, I mean this in the best way possible.
Both of you would know that curses are often hidden, by the way, on that.
Like,
yeah,
I don't
because everything in the bag is meant to help him. How is a curse? Yes.
Is it?
Is it though?
Yes.
You are very confident in this, and I don't trust Krindalik that much at all.
It was from his mother.
Is Kylon still in the room?
Kylon is like stopped at the middle of the room and just like looking back and forth as you talk about him, and he just like grabs the top of the bag just really tightly, and he turns. He says, "I will take care of it," and he turns and he starts to walk out.
Okay, Kylon, wait. At least take Tor. Something happens, he can heal you, please.
He says, "I can heal myself."
No, Kylon.
Keep going.
Kylon, I mean it. Like, if you love me, you'll take Tor.
He stops, turns for a second, and he says, "Okay, Tor, you can come and just be around the corner, and if I scream, or if I say, I'm possessed by a demon now, then you can come and help me." And then he goes walking off. And that will be where we end tonight's session. Soon after, you hear as he's filing his horns down.
Oh.
And then a muted as he's snapping the edges of his wings off and cutting those as he's healing himself.
He should totally keep the wings, though. That'd be awesome.
Libby, I don't think you understand. He does not want to be whatever that is.
I know,
but it'd be cool. All right. Thank you. I'm glad that we got a few hours in, at least. And you guys did one thing tonight. You fought the spiders.
Hey,
no, we talked to the androids.
Yeah. Oh, you did talk to the androids. You did talk to the agent. You did secure, honestly, about I'm pointing at my screen like you can see it. The forest here. I just love it when I do that. About half of this forest area you've been able to go through systematically and secure. You found out, a little bit more about Hirsek and who he's looking for. Maybe not. And that's
sounds like he's looking for some technical researchers and scientists that are here looking for something. Whether that was the actual name of the person, who knows?
Do you think that they would be tied in with the Dominion, maybe? Or maybe doing naughty things with the Dominion? You never know. There could be some bad stuff happening here pretty soon, like the Pandora box kind of opening up stuff.
Great.
Yeah. But messages definitely don't have me all freaked out or anything, Doug.
Well, let's see. We have the Dominion with bulbous heads, the fungal caves up here on the top. We have the beacon we need to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
We have the crashed ship and the Dominion Hive.
And you now have
And all this forest, this northern forest.
Yeah, and you also have over here, you have a contracted Technic League agent that is now in play officially.
Yes.
And he might be speeding up some of his things based on running into you, which I guarantee you he probably will be.
What do you mean? We made such a good first impression.
I think that Sonny, he obviously looked at and was like, basically the whole time he was saying, don't kill me, I'm not a Technic League guy. That's basically the only thing that he consistently told you.
Like,
because he knew that you were not on the side of the Technic League. That was really obvious.
Thought about that when, you know.
How was that obvious?
Oh, are you kidding me? We're carrying so much unauthorized tactical shit. Although we do have technically pendants, I guess we could have put those on.
Yes, you could have. But you didn't.
We didn't.
But you kept them for a kind of situation like this, you know.
Yeah, but hindsight is 20/20, you know.
I was thinking about those whenever we were approaching him. I thought to myself, I wonder if we should.
See?
But I wanted to wait and see what he was.
Yeah, wanted to wait and see first. Yeah.
While Kylon and Tor are de-wingifying themselves.
Yeah. Well, not themselves, just one. Just one is doing it.
Sunny's gonna change back into her normal armor.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's important. Mostly because my AC is slightly squishier and I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's all good.
Yeah. Change
and you
back
want
to
to make
my regular
sure.
for now.
Yeah, we'll assume by the time probably that you leave. Yeah, the cave next or something happens. You'll always have time to change back, and you didn't really take any damage, but you'd heal back any of your damage that was not done, and you avoided like all the status effects and bad stuff. So that was wonderful.
Yeah, the cave wasn't too bad. We had the HEV suits and the delay poison.
Yeah. Yep, it made it a lot better in all ways. So
yeah, I kind of feel like that would be a super easy place to like TPK if you're not prepared.
2d6 points of con damage.
Yeah, for sure.
You could get up to 12 points of con damage in one round. That's bad.
Yeah.
That would be goodbye party.
Yeah, it could be really bad. So, anyways.
Really only one party member, because...
Yeah, everyone else is pretty big and hardy. But, I mean, if you have 2 constitution, you know, your hit points drop to, like...
Yeah, my con's 14.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Good night. Have a good rest of your week. Stay warm, dry,
you
safe,
too.
All that stuff. And we'll be in contact.
Yeah, hopefully next week there's no internet issues.
That would be really good. I would love it if there was just like a good like session of just like, yeah, being able to talk and communicate, you know, would be great. So anyways, we'll wish. See you later. Good night.
Night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.